Damn, it's been so long, right? It's been so long since we've done this.
I see you every fucking week.
Look, dude, chill out, all right? This is a new season. We have new feelings and new people to care about, all right? You need to be excited.
All right, so the rules are we are going to be always, whenever we start a new season here, we always have to kind of reset our minds when it comes to these characters, because these characters do change, maybe even their personalities, where some become villains, some remain the same, while others become better. But then you're introduced to whores named Lois Lane.
No, Lana.
And when you see that Lois Lane is being introduced, you're like, all right, I'm going to get this crazy reporter lady just like the cartoons, the comics. She is going to be that hard-nosed, nonstop, kind of a Chloe Sullivan 2.0. But in fact, here's one thing that I'm missing. She doesn't hold a candle.
Whoa.
And the other issue is all she cares about is Clark's dick.
Same.
By the way, we also have a guest here, Sebastian.
Hello.
Welcome back, Sebastian.
Thank you for having me.
Yes, of course, dude. So Sebastian called dibs on the season 4 premiere, and we had to get him in here.
Oh, hold on. Before you continue too, Joseph, we have to remind him about Jesse and what he said. That Sebastian doesn't challenge me enough and he's a bitch.
Oh.
He
added the bitch part.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, that man. But it's not far off from how Jesse acts. Don't even.
All right, but yeah, no, he did say you ought to challenge us more.
Okay,
because he's heard you a couple times, so just argue with us.
All right.
If you want.
I'll think about it.
Agree with me or you're never invited again. I think Jesse is missing the point of the cast, which is, if you agree with Taylor, you are welcome back. If you don't agree with me, I never want you back. Somehow Jesse just keeps showing up. God.
Love that guy.
He challenged Chloe. He said Lana was better. He said Lana didn't need to change. Who says that?
Someone who's clearly blinded by love.
All right. See? I'm glad that you're on my side. Yeah, he sucks.
Hey, dude. I like that guy.
All right, let's get to the other person that sucks. Lois Lane.
Whoa.
Sorry.
All right, but yes, we finally get Lois Lane, played by Erica Durance. If any fan of Smallville knows, she's the best Lois Lane. It's not even a question.
Oh, God. All right.
Dude.
Whatever.
Dude, this is the best Lois Lane.
Amy Adams is better than her.
Ooh, that's saying something. That's saying something.
You're out of your mind.
Hold on.
She was better as the fat chick in the show.
Yeah, but that's a classic episode. That's unfair. But,
Dad, I love my smoothies.
Now clean up my mess. But when it comes to Lois, dude, no. This is not it. This is not how we're supposed to be introducing an iconic character. This isn't what Lois would be like. I'm sorry, maybe you're in love with the actress, maybe she's something special to you, but to me, crap.
Look, you got to give her time, though. This is one episode.
Say, bro. First,
you got to give her time to
she's
develop
literally
a little bit.
A kid. What do you want?
Oh yeah, how old is she?
I think she's 17 or 18.
She's a high schooler?
Well, yeah.
I don't think she's a high schooler. I'm pretty sure she's in college. I think she's older. And
she is older.
I think
she is
so.
older.
Because this would then be senior year for Clark Kent.
But look, dude.
You don't even know your woman's age.
That's fine. But clearly, you're charting unknown territory in this season, okay? You don't know how things are going to play out.
I have 7 more goddamn seasons with Lois, okay? I think I'm allowed to start out this way because hopefully you're both right. Hopefully I'm overreacting. But as the John fans that have been telling me the same thing and have been proven wrong for each and every single season, I'm worried you may be joining them.
I'm a Lois fan, okay? We don't. Why are we comparing that to John?
Seems kind of the same thing to me.
Look, dude, I think you're just really salty that I like this girl so much.
Why would I be salty?
I don't know. You tell me. Why don't you tell me?
Yeah, I'm not salty. In fact, once again, it's a character that was built up so much, making it seem like they are the greatest at all times.
That's right.
And instead, it's a big letdown.
Look, man, first episode, Sebastian knows this too. She gets guest starring billing in this season. She's not even a regular until next season, as in regular in the credits, in the opening credits.
Is it because they realized that she's so bad
good?
She needs work, so they had to pull her out and then work on the character and then bring back some others? Because I'm hoping that I get my girl back here soon. Because obviously with the ending of this episode, Chloe's still here. And she's ready to roar.
Yeah, speaking of that.
Or should I say, crow.
So, we're coming off of the most recent episode, Covenant. We're coming off of Covenant, season 3 finale. And as we knew from the end of that, Clark disappeared into the cave. John passed out in the cave. Don't know what happened to him.
Coma.
Yeah.
Obviously, it always has to be.
Spoiler. Coma. John's been in a coma. And then Lana left to Buddy. We can finally really dig into the French accent now.
Yes. And everybody out there should have watched Passport to Paris.
We didn't do that.
I did. What are you talking about?
Oh, right. Scratch that. Yo, yeah, everyone should have watched Passport for Paris.
Dude, you don't remember when they order 2 Cokes? 2 Coca Lights. It's not even French, and they say that. Like, that's why it's such a good movie.
Wow. So, yes, anyone who didn't do their homework, Sebastian, me.
I definitely did not watch that.
They stand up to their grandfather's business people by saying that they're selling poop water, and they need to clean it up. And also, they, in America, found 2 boys that couldn't tell them apart, but in Paris, the 2 boys that they started dating, because, you know, whores, they could tell them apart. What? They're 13, I could say that.
Yeah, so coming off of that, lots of things happened. Chloe presumably...
Lots of things in Passport to Paris.
Yeah. So anyway, we're going to go to the real Paris figures, and that's Lana Lang.
We don't need to talk about her. I'd rather talk about Passport to Paris than what I see in Lana this episode.
Oh, well, I was going to get into Chloe because we presume she died in that huge explosion with her dad. Fine. So that's been happening. So as we lead into this season 4 premiere, which is great, we have a 3-month timeline skip. And so where we ended was, May? So we are now officially in, June, July, August. No?
I feel like we just start every single school year. And then we're just skipping over summertime every time. So now this is the start of the new school year. We're going to be on a decade of the torch, Miss Chloe Sullivan. We're then going to have Clark's senior year, Lana's senior year, because, you know, her Paris trip that she said she would never come back from.
Are you kidding me?
Spoiler alert, she comes back because it was only a summer course.
Yeah, she'll come back at some point.
Yeah, I can only wait. And Lana, everybody I was hoping would be getting a new lover. I thought that she was going to be meeting a nice French boy. Apparently, she meets Adam 2.0.
Yeah, we got nice guest appearances all around. Classic Superman movie roles, those guest stars. We have another actually big DC guy, Jensen Ackles, coming into the picture, but we'll get into that. But yeah, we just want to, of course, thank everyone again, especially Sebastian here, a constant listener, but everyone else always. We're now 4 seasons in, bro.
I'm not thanking anybody.
It's a long time.
And that's fine. You know, you get all the talking and the thanks on the Twitter, you know?
I get no thanks
and YouTube.
On the Twitter or YouTube. Instead, I get, Taylor, you're wrong. Here's why. And then I have to respond saying, okay, don't make me embarrass you. But then I embarrassed him.
He's right. He's absolutely right. So yes, again, thank you for sticking with us on this crazy ride. Again, this is the Somebody Save Me podcast. 2 nerds hosting. Me and Taylor. We got Sebastian guest starring once again. And we're going to tackle this episode here in a moment. But as always, follow us on everything. I mentioned Twitter. I'll say it again. I mentioned YouTube. I'll say it again. Also, we'll take a poll here. We're thinking about expanding into different platforms, possibly even Discord, maybe starting a Reddit channel, maybe even starting an Instagram kind of to do more promos for our episodes. So we want to gauge the general census on what platforms we would prefer here. We want to cater to the fans, right, Taylor?
No.
We care about them.
Nope.
All right.
Nope, not at all. Instead, the only thing I want is those 5 stars. But also, yeah, we do need to know. You guys need to tell us something at this
Be vocal,
point.
man. Communication is key.
Yeah, seriously.
But yes, again, thank you. We're going to tackle this now. Boom, let's get it started, man. Season 4 premiere, Crusade. We start with the 3 months later, like I said. And we're having a voiceover of Chloe Sullivan. We hear her voice. It's Allison Mack. And it's a recording of her that she left. It seems like you would assume she left it before she got into witness protection.
Looks like Chloe Chronicles. It looks
does-
like just
it
exactly
does look
like
like
I was
a
like,
Chloe
is this
Chronicles.
a shot from this? I didn't know that there was a part 3. Someone needed to tell me. But instead, it's not. It's her, I guess her last will, you could say, of her being able to state, if something were to ever happen to me, then that means that you are watching this and I am dead.
Yeah.
And the person that is watching, I was hoping would be Clark Kent. Instead, we are introduced to a new character.
Yes, and this is the actress Erica Durance. Spoiler, she doesn't mention it yet. She is playing Chloe's cousin, Lois Lane. Oh, spoiler, Chloe has a cousin. What? We were teased this.
There's no spoiler here. The spoiler is how awful she is. Now, when it
She's
comes...
the best Lois Lane.
Okay. All right, no. When it comes to know what she is doing, of having to watch Chloe telling, okay, you're the only one that can help solve this crime, I now give all the mystery solving in your hands. So Velma is passing the torch because we are presumed that she is dead. And who is that torch supposed to go to? Daphne, aka Clark. But Clark wasn't the one watching, it was Lois. Lois, then knowing I gotta find Clark, then he's the one that's gonna help, decides to start driving down Route, I believe 36, and she gets lost. We see a huge lightning storm in the background. It's hitting the fan.
Yeah.
She is on the phone. She's trying to find that Kent farm. Also, we have seen a map of the Kent farm. We are going to be making that public now that the Smallville magazines can be introduced because we're in 2004. But I just wanted to say this, which is why I'm still going here. You wouldn't really get lost going to the Kent house.
No, it's a straight shot.
It's a straight shot. There is nothing complicated about it. So Lois getting lost already, it's a bad sign. It's not a good sign.
Yeah, a little bit. So yeah, like Taylor said, she's just trying to get the deets for the Kents. And so, there we go. Route 31.
Dang, I was 5 off.
You're good, dude. I would have said the same
Close
thing.
enough.
So she's just bitching pretty much that, why is it so hard to find
Women.
this information? Yeah. And so her phone goes out because I guess the electrical lines, communication lines go out because of the storm. And she pulls out a cigarette. Wow, bad habit. Gross.
Well, she actually pulls out her nicotine gum. And instead of the cigarette, we only see a glimpse of it. But remember, spoiler, she's trying to quit. My God, I hate her. But what happens, though, is that lightning does strike her vehicle as she's pulling out her nicotine gum. Because that nicotine monkey's going, ee, ee. And now we see the car veer off into the cornfield. She is actually stepping on the brake. She finally makes a stop. Lightning storm still in the background. All of a sudden, she looks down, but then looks up, and we got a big bursting space bubble that appears in the middle of the cornfield, blows up, shoots light.
Real Terminator vibes again.
Super Terminator vibes.
You know what I'm saying, dude? And so, yeah, kind of, it feels like the vibe of like an EMP. Like, it's just like making everything go out. And as we see in the field, it has the crest shape. And we see lightning traces in the S, so we're like, okay.
Jarrell.
We got Clark. So Clark is, like I said, Terminator vibes. He's bare-ass naked. We love seeing Tom Welling naked. Am I right, fellas?
I'm never going to complain about seeing some cheeks in Smallville, especially if they're Tom cheeks.
That's what I'm saying, dude. He looks like he was really taking care of himself. So, but yeah, he gets up. He's getting still Terminator vibes. It kind of seems like he's given that robot reprogrammed vibe a little bit. And Lois is just asking, "Are you okay? What's your name? What's going on?" And Clark, of course, is like, "I don't know."
Oh, well, I need to take you to a hospital. I am fine.
All right.
You just been hit by lightning and you're kind of standing naked.
Yeah. And you don't even remember your own name, so you're not fine. Clark turns around. Dick is now facing Lois, but she's now in an awkward position here.
Clark also is turning around as if he's an alien or a robot.
Yeah.
He's turning, like, the way he just moved, he's obviously not himself, and he's standing so stiff, so something's already seems to be up. But as you said, Lois, dick to face right now, and she is just telling herself, don't look at it, don't look at it, don't look at it.
And she looks at it.
And she looks at it.
Because why wouldn't you?
She
Would you,
definitely did.
Sebastian?
I would.
I'm not going to look at it. What are you talking about?
Dude, not even a glimpse, like on accident? You're just like,
no.
oh, wait, don't.
The proper way to do this is at the moment stand up or you see it, you look at it immediately, and then you start the conversation by looking at Dedham in the eye. Don't need to look down anymore because we've already seen it, but you do it initially. Lois just keeps taking peek after peek after peek, like draw a picture, damn!
Hell yeah. You know, fun fact real quick.
You know you have a curve to the left.
Fun fact about the field. It is confirmed by the producers, actually in Smallville magazine 34. You have that one yet?
I do have Smallville Mag. Wait, in 34? 34 is when it gets to, like, season 10.
Yeah, it says in Smallville, because like I said, Smallville magazine 34, the producer revealed that when Lois found Clark here, it was Miller's Field, where it was that Jonathan and Martha found him when he was a baby.
So is that the same spot?
Pretty much.
Okay, okay. Interesting.
It's kind of weird because if you point that out, it's like, why the same spot?
Exactly. I was going to say, look underneath the ground. What's under there?
The cave. Oh, it's the cave.
What if it is? What if the cave extends to that area?
It's like a beacon?
Yeah.
Like the helipad?
Yes.
The Kawachi helipad?
Yes.
But yeah, just a little fun fact there. I thought that was interesting.
Yeah, great fun fact.
Especially as the producers confirmed it, dude.
Yeah, magazine 34. I wasn't going to skip ahead.
That's
Jesus.
fine. It's okay. It's okay. But Lois is going back to her car, and Clark is like, wait, who are you? And that's when we get the reveal.
Big reveal.
Big reveal. Lois Lane. And Clark's just like, cool.
I don't know who that is.
I don't know what that means. Lois. And now we get new intro, dude. New little turns. I think Lana's is the same because she sucks. His is definitely different.
Why would Clark care about her name?
I guess just to know
Why?
who found him.
But he doesn't care about anything like that. He doesn't ask for anything. You know why? Because that was such a reach from the writers. That was crap, but you're not going to fool Taylor. That's just a wink, wink. We got ourselves Lois Lane again. He doesn't care about anyone's name.
I mean, bro, he literally, spoiler, he goes to the farm later.
Was in the hospital later. Why doesn't he ask them?
He's looking at pictures, and what does he ask? Oh, who are these people?
Yeah, he's not like, what is your name?
Well, what are you kidding me? That's the same question.
That's not the same question.
It's the same question.
No.
That's the same question.
It's not.
Agree to disagree. Santiago.
No.
Santiago. But yes, and we actually have a new star on the intro. Again, it's Jensen Ackles. If you know Jensen Ackles, you should know him from Supernatural. He played Dean, I believe. But he's also played Batman several times. He's played Red Hood. He played Red Hood and Under the Red Hood.
Yes.
Jensen Ackles been around. He literally fought. He like fights for comic roles. I think he even fought for Captain America.
Man, Under the Red Hood had some
Nice.
cats. Neil Patrick Harris was Nightwing in that too.
What?
Under the Red Hood.
That's right.
Yeah.
They had a lot of names because they even had
Somebody else big in there too.
Bruce
yeah.
Green as Batman. He's the one in like Star Trek.
Yeah, no, that Under the Red Hood was just made differently. Still find that very interesting. I do want to go back to this whole beacon thing with Clark.
Oh, that's right. No, real quick. Jensen Ackles played Batman in The Long Halloween,
Oh,
the part 1 and 2.
very cool.
I don't think Sebastian's seen that yet.
I wish they would have kept to the story.
We gotta watch that one day.
Yes.
But yeah, no. So we finally get Jensen Ackles, so that's cool. He's gonna be a reoccurring star on this. But yes, go ahead. I'm sorry.
So the beacon, whether or not Clark is in the same spot, is that then meant to, from the very start with his ship, which is what we've always discussed, it was Clark's purpose always to go to Earth, and once again, it's something that's set up in order to make sure that Clark is going to land at this spot, or whoever goes to Earth is going to land at this spot. It's just weird that it would be in the same location unless it's a writer thing. But I actually think that there was something meant to that.
You know, even thinking about that too, maybe the ship played a part in it, like where it actually landed. You know, Kryptonian technology, I don't know. It goes unexplained a lot, but maybe it's all linked together. So maybe where the ship landed.
Yeah, it's like a little waypoint, you know?
Yeah, it's like, okay, he landed here. It was fine last time. So maybe the Kryptonian program Jor-El made was like, okay, we'll put you in the exact same spot.
Could be. I'm hoping
That's
that
just a theory, of course.
I'm hoping they would explain it, but considering it was only until Smallville magazine 34, yeah, that was the final magazine of Smallville. So I don't think we're going to be getting a lot of questions answered. So let's then go to the next scene here.
Yeah, so after opening scene, we have...
The Mummy returns. That's what we have, guys. Did we flip the station?
Yeah, it's like we're reaching into like that classic... You know what it reminds... I mean, you know how those classic like movies are, either sci-fi or some type of exploration?
The Mummy?
It's always like... It starts out like this. It's always like some excavation going.
Indiana Jones type.
Yeah, they find some artifact and it's like, oh my god, El Gato, El Gato. The rundown? Remember the rundown?
Yeah, I love the rundown. Yeah, it's such a great movie.
Good movie, good movie.
But let's go back to The Mummy.
Yes, the mummy scene here.
Habata!
And so we have someone, it's their, you know, the local people all dressed up and they're finding the artifact and they're presenting it to Lex. Lex is here, obviously, in their country.
Great attire, by the way.
Yeah, he's man.
Why would you ever wear that? Who wears an entire white suit?
He needs to remind everyone that he's white.
That's right.
And they work for him.
Yeah, I think he's trying to say white is power.
Wow. So you guys are taking this to a race point.
I didn't
mean,
take it. We're just acknowledging it.
Look, full white suit, foreign country, they're kneeling to him. He has a bald head.
Okay, I'll give you the bald head. When it comes to, though, the artifact that they do find, it looks like a little sphinx, a little pharaoh that you would find in an Egyptian tomb. Yep. But what Lex really cares about is what is on the back of that artifact, because it turns out that it's not Egyptian writing, it's not regular writing that you would see, it's not Atlantean. Instead, it's Kryptonian.
That's what's really cool, and it gets interesting that way.
It does, and I'm kind of confused by that as well.
Yeah, because now we're expand. I get what you mean, because like we're now expanding to the point like, oh, this is in other countries now.
And so were there other Kryptonians that then came down instead of just one? Because there's no way in hell Jor-El was able to do this. Unless he really... maybe no way in hell, I can't say that, because maybe he was able to fly. Maybe he went from country to country or some nonsense like that. I wish they would have done an entire episode of Jor-El doing all these things.
That would have been cool. That actually would have been cool. And
like a
kinda
flashback?
Like,
yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Instead of showing me with Luis. Yeah. Yeah, that would have been great.
Dude, Luis was a keeper.
Yeah, Horse City.
And you know, it's crazy because, I mean, as we've known, I mean, it's a lot of Kryptonian origin as far as in the comics and even in film or media adaptations, that the Kryptonians were space explorers. So they were very much knowledgeable on a lot of different galaxies and planets and such. So maybe this is where we're expanding into that. This is like now taking from that root part of that story, and it's like, oh, so they've explored Earth. I don't think it was just Jor-El. Because remember, even Jor-El stated, basically being punished right now as a test. My dad sent me here. And so, like, why here? You know? So, I think that could be it. Just me, dude. Just me.
Great ideas all around here. That's what we bring you. Great stuff.
Welcome to Somebody Save Me podcast. We bring you the great content.
Let's get to Smallville Medical Center.
Woo! I hope he didn't lose his punch card.
He doesn't even know he has a punch card. Clark is now wrapped up in a red blanket.
Where's his Jell-O? He deserves Jell-O right now.
Lois pulls him out of the elevator. It's like, okay, we need to go. I'm fine. Well, you're not fine because you don't remember anything. And you know what? Whenever you're pitching up a hitchhiker that doesn't know who they are, it's a little scary. So we need to take you to the hospital to make sure that you're okay and check you out. So, hey, guy, guess what? I found this person. He's all yours. See you later. No.
Yeah, the way she goes about that is so dumb.
That's not how this works, lady.
She's trying to be like semi-responsible, She's like, I brought you to this point, but I don't want to deal with it anymore.
Yeah, it's like what you gave him the whole red blanket and everything. Red blanket, you like that?
Yeah, I love that. She says it's not my problem anymore. She tries to leave. The nurse guy says, "Whoa, that's not how it works here at the Smallville hospital."
Hey, dummy. Look at the sign. No naked dudes left unattended.
Okay, well, you have to know what I have a problem with this scene in. Sebastian, do you know what I have a problem with?
Yeah, I'm waiting for it.
How many times have you been in the hospital?
Dude, yeah. They
You're
should know
trying
this
to
man.
tell me nobody knows who he is? It's been 3 months.
Unless they restaffed
3
everyone
months? I
in
give you
3
a
months.
year. I wouldn't give you 3.
Unless they did that in 3 months, then that's the only way. But
A lot of traveling nurses, dude.
we should definitely be knowing Clark Kent's face. He's the marshal.
His parents have been in a room for 3 months.
I'm surprised Smallville's not going to shit because the marshal's been gone for 3 months.
No, Sheriff Adams has been holding down the town.
With her Kent, Kryptonian, and what was the other one? We developed the KKK thing.
That was last episode. That was last season, man. That's such a long time.
Kara Kent and Krypton, or Kryptonian. KKK, man.
That didn't count, though.
That did count.
She wasn't really Kara. She was a phony. But yes, I had a problem with, hello, this is Clark Kent, the sheriff, the real owner of this town. Someone should know.
I was about to say, because even, I don't know about you, Sebastian, but like whenever I watched it again, I felt like I had that moment where I thought the dude was going to recognize him. Like he was looking at him like...
That's what I thought too.
And I thought he was going to actually start doing that, like, oh, that's the Kent boy.
Smarter than John's boy.
Yeah, I'd understand maybe they didn't know his first name, that's fine, but they'd be like, oh, that's the Kent boy.
What if he did know, and he also didn't want to deal with it?
Oh, that's Clark Kent. Yeah, you can leave.
No,
can leave.
That's Clark Kent. Shit. Hey, you can't leave, lady. I'm not going to deal with this guy. I know who he is.
Damn it, we were 3 months going strong. It's like they have like...
It's a Monsters Inc. thing after an incident report.
It's like 95 days since the last CK. And it's like, shit, okay.
Gotta erase it, restart.
0. Put a little note. He walked in naked with some random girl.
I stopped the random girl, though. And I told her that she couldn't leave, and it's her responsibility. And the guy, the nurse, says, you know what? You are responsible. You're not leaving until the deputy gets your statement.
That's right.
And Lois says, okay, fine. Because Clark decides to then drop the blanket where he's naked. Lois then puts her tongue in her cheek with her mouth open, ready to go. Thank God an older lady walks up behind her and says, oh my God.
Yeah, we're just seeing straight Clark ass again. And
Oh
then,
my God,
yeah,
dude.
Lois really
Crush
is
that.
looking at like, damn, that's a good ass. That's America's ass.
I think you might want to get him close first.
See, look, dude, this is why she's wife, dude.
No!
What do you mean? She got to look at my ass like that.
You know what?
Look,
Pussy!
considering you be flashing your ass everywhere, dude, I figured you'd be excited about that.
Yeah, be excited about Tom. Not just some random girl thinking she can look at it and stare at it and make comments about it.
She loves it.
You know what? She doesn't love it, which is the issue. She's just wanting to look at it.
That's true.
She's just a starer.
She's a peeper.
Yeah.
I love a peeper.
Yeah. Me too.
And so now they're obviously Lois is like, yeah, okay.
She then looks at it again.
Yeah.
She then looks at it again and gives a big old smile.
Hands the clipboard back to the guy and it's like, all right, I guess I'll watch this ass. And now we get to go to the best place on earth. Paris. We go to Paris. And guess what? Lana Lang. Smallville Lana Lang is gone. This is now Paris Lana Lang. And we get to...
before you get into it, Joseph, explain what she was accepted to the school for.
No, sorry. We don't know what she was accepted to.
No, we do, because we're still going to continue on with this. So this is why I wanted you to bring it up.
Okay.
Whenever we said that she stole Adam's work, that Adam did in the blood of his own, and then he made his artwork.
Right.
Lana stole that, wrote her name at the bottom, turned it in.
Mm-hmm.
So whenever she decided to go to this school, they figured out, oh, this girl can't fucking paint after all. And now she is holding a camera as if she is a photographer in Paris.
Yeah.
And she has a new major. I'm a little confused, but she sounds like Pam Beesly. She couldn't pass Cork.
I'll tell you what happened. She submitted his work, her portfolio, to the school. But she knew that she wasn't going to obviously be painting when she got there. So when she got there, she was like, hey, can I change my major? Like last minute to the admissions office. And that's when she said, oh, photography. Yeah, that's easy. I can do that.
Pete can do that. I can do that. Right?
I have experience 1 week at the Talon.
Because as far as the torch goes, she wasn't a photographer.
No, she wasn't. She was like barely anything.
So I'm supposed to automatically believe, oh yeah, she can take the best photos anyone has ever seen. This is already pissing me off. And this is episode 1 of season 4.
Why are you not talking French right now?
Because she has not spoken.
That's true. That's true.
So,
but she's over here like testing some shots on these 2 little random French kids.
No, it's assignment. She's taking an assignment photo. And she says, done!
2 kids. Cool.
It's like I want you to take a photo of what you feel like the meaning of life is.
Do you remember in The Office when Michael has that camera for, I think it was one of the Christmas episodes.
Yeah.
And he's just taking random pictures. And then when Meredith like comes in drunk as shit to his office, shows her boob, he's like, click, and just takes a picture. That's what she's doing.
Is anyone making out in here? Not yet.
Like,
lampshade on the head.
That's what she's doing. She's being Michael Scott right now. Betty. And we get little Forbes, like little magazine posters that Lex is on. Ooh. And we see that in the background. And it's like, oh, the savior of Luthor Corp. And so Lex has obviously been taken head of the company and all that in the 3 months. And he's obviously international, which is nuts.
And he didn't die.
And he didn't die. We need to get a follow-up on that, and I can't wait to talk about that. So as Lana...
He's special, dude.
Yeah,
calm down.
Dude, I know, and we're going to get to that, too. So Lana's being googly-eyed by everyone.
By the way, I do have to say this about French. That's apparently true, that the men are horrible in Betty. And that,
little horn dogs?
Yeah, all they do is catcall the women. If you are in Petty and you are listening to this, I just called you out.
Ooh.
And also, it was my professor in college. He told me this. He said him and his wife, he said it now became dirtier. The wife and I, myself, have been to Petty before. I will say this. I wasn't impressed. I didn't like it at all.
Because they weren't catcalling you?
To be honest, I was still doing the catcalling in front of the wife. And she was like, stop it!
Yeah, so they were catcalling Lana. She's walking down the street, but then all of a sudden, she walks into Jensen Ackles. And
let's watch the worst scene on planet Earth.
It's your scene, dude.
Oh, I get it?
You said you wanted their scenes.
Oh, my God. So what's great about this is that this man is named Jason. I'm already going to start out with names here. I don't care if it's a spoiler. So we got Jason and Lana. This man then says, oh my God, you're an American? I immediately wrote in the notes, this is crap. And he starts going on about how he's supposed to meet his girlfriend. Put in the notes again. This is getting fucking worse. He then keeps going. You know what? I want to spend every single waking moment together. Put in the notes. Bet it's fucking Lana. Now he wants to spend every single occasion with her, and I want your opinion because I got something special coming up. I got her a gift. So can you please bear with me? Let me show you. See, I got her a helmet. And now Lana is playing along because this is just so adorable. I swear to God, this is awful. And Lana says, oh my God, I think this is so weird. Why would you ever get her that? Well, I want to tell you, because guess what? I fell in love with her when I was on a Vespa. And when I saw her for the first time and she screamed at me and she kicked me off my Vespa, I then was like, oh my God, I love you! What the hell is this, Smallville? This is garbage? This is a waste of my time? This is them still trying to make this seem like it can be a real thing? Nobody in real life does this. This is a 5-minute waste of time nonsense. If you ever had this type of conversation with your lady or guy, you're a psychopath. That is no... I'm going to catch you up on her whole life story. I was there. Damn, I'm so tired of this already.
Yeah, so, Sebastian, what did you think of the scene?
Dude, I think this is how regular people interacted in Paris, you know? It's just,
I think Taylor's overreacting.
Yeah, maybe just
right?
a little bit.
Yeah, maybe just a little bit.
Maybe just a little bit.
But yeah, no, it's really not that adorable. It's pretty kind of stupid. It's very much cringeworthy, but it's also Lana cringe. This is a very much a Lana thing to, like, happen. Like, she's into this. She's so into it. And then, obviously, it's a whole little act because he's just trying to act like, oh yeah, I have a surprise for my girlfriend. And it's like, yeah. It's like, well, if, my boyfriend did this, blah, 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 I think I'd have to kiss him. And then, oh, we get the kiss. They're the couple.
Okay.
Cool.
He says during his little expose of telling their life story, yeah, and I think she's still hurting from the past of somebody. Okay, you just made this a happy moment about getting her a gift, celebrating something, and then all of a sudden you're bringing up Clark. Here's the other thing, guys. Happy anniversary, baby. Happy 2 months.
2 months.
This
bro.
is middle school.
2 months. Is that standard to celebrate? 2 months?
No, not unless you're crazy.
60 days, right?
Yeah, 60 days.
60 days, bro.
Jesus Christ.
We're like still getting to know each other, I feel like. You know what I mean? Like, why? Gross!
I hate them already.
And you can just tell, dude, see, this is what I'm talking about, dude. Nothing is more real than Clark and Lana because that kiss was trash compared to what I've seen with those two.
I'm not even saying the kiss was trash. I'm
No,
saying the whole scene was trash.
The kiss was too. You want to get to my favorite part of this episode is back to the hospital. We have Martha.
This is your favorite?
Yes. Martha is reading a very known racist book to John. It's a very well-known racist book, and if you couldn't guess now, I'll tell you what it is. The Adventures of Huckleberry Finn.
13 Years a Slave.
And so I just died laughing because it's like we've made very racist jokes about John and stuff in the past, but it's like, wow, you're telling me this is his favorite book? And I'm like, okay. So Martha, yes, she's reading the book to him. John's in a coma. Oh, spoiler alert. Comatosis. Now we can add John to that list because we love a good coma story. But
the classic story.
It is a classic story, you know.
Why do you think he likes that book?
Are you kidding me? Are we serious? If anyone knows,
About telling people what to do.
Look, man. I think we've all read Huckleberry Finn. I think at one point it's just like the standard in American literature for some reason.
I'm not racist. I've never read it.
Well, you read it before you probably knew what racism really was.
No, I don't read racist stuff. Only Dr. Seuss. What?
So
What?
yeah, he wasn't racist.
Yeah, what are you talking
He didn't
about?
have books recalled because they were racist.
Oh, so you know somebody with green eggs in ham? Okay.
Yo, I've been saying it since I was like 5 years old, man. The Lorax, dude, what they were doing in there was messed up, bro.
They might as well have called them Mexican.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, bro. Like, different. They just looked different. I was like, oh, wow, that's mean. But yeah, so the nurse comes in. Martha's talking to her, like, and the nurse is telling her, hey, so have you thought about reconsidering?
Kill him.
Yeah, have you thought about reconsidering our options here. Martha's like, I'm not killing my husband. It's like, it's been 3 months, Martha. There's been no change in activity and such. It's like, I mean, what else can we do? You're not going to be looking at anything happy to happen anytime soon. And Martha's like, I'm not doing it. No, I have faith. I'm not doing it.
Good for her.
She stood strong on that.
She stuck with her man.
You know, I will say this, though. In Martha's defense, even with her, whenever she became sick, for example, and then the ship was able to heal her, Martha has seen some crazy stuff. So Martha's got to be like, all right, I have to hold out a year. But the problem is, and what I even put in the notes before the doctor said it, insurance has run out, Martha. It's time to go. You can't afford this anymore. And that is where now the real dilemma comes from. But hell, she should probably like steal some machines and just take John home. Anything can happen when you're at the Kent farm. I'm
surprised we actually didn't even have like some type of hospice thing, you know? Just like,
I agree.
Like moving him to the farm and just having him there. I mean, if nothing was really changing, it's like...
And also, why wouldn't Martha call her daddy so that he could organize that?
Yeah, why? So he can go in there and put a pillow over John's face?
Yeah, I think he would pull the plug personally. He's like, yep, this guy's done.
Sorry, guys, you're both wrong, because Clark Kent wasn't around, so he's not going to be angry. John and him have built their relationship
You're right,
up.
because they did.
Yes, they built it up, and they've stayed together before, played games.
They did literally tell Clark,
yes,
why we weren't close to Grandpa's because of you.
Yes. So Grandpa would have helped John. If Clark was there, smothered him. But that's because Clark makes him angry.
Yeah. All right, good point.
Let's go back to Lois staring at Clark's dick.
No, she's not doing that, dude. She's just staring at Clark because Clark is staring at her in his hospital clothes, and he keeps trying to leave the room. And Lois is like, no, where do you keep trying to go? It's like, I'm not supposed to be here. It's like, yeah, well, that makes two of us, okay? Just stay. We need to understand, like, what's going on. I came to Smallville to investigate my cousin's death. Name dropped Chloe. This is where we get to reveal their cousins. And Clark's just confused, and she's like, of course.
Well, she even asks, like, hey, do you know her, or do you know exactly anything that I'm talking about? Clark and his alien self is just looking blank staring. And now she, once again, grabs her nicotine gum, because that monkey, and now she's having to walk over. She thinks Clark is judging her, so then she spills, well, my dad caused me to smoke, but it's because he was so against it, so that made me want to be the rebellious teen, and now I decided to take gum instead, because I'm Lois Lane, la 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 la.
Yeah.
She's wired up right now.
Honestly, and I will say
Shut up!
I will say, she does talk a lot.
Yeah.
God.
But I love her so much. You know, and then she's getting angry because no one has seen them in the hospital room. It's been like almost an hour. And again, Clark is trying to leave. And she's like, look, well, you're going to have to go to get through me if you're really trying to leave. And Clark is like, all right. And immediately just picks her up with ease. And guess who's turned on by it?
Dude, she loves that.
She just got manhandled, and she loved every second. It was only like 3 seconds. He literally just picks her up, puts her to the side, and she's like freaking out because, whoa, how do you do that? But not even questioning, like, how are you that strong? Like, it's not even a good grip or anything. Like, you wouldn't question that? If
I would
someone
question
picked me
that.
up like that, granted, I'm kind of a small person, but it's like, why, what? Like, if you just all of a sudden grab me and pick me up like that, I would think you have, like, some type of steroid problem.
6'5" farmer? No, he could easily pick that up. I'm not actually.
If it was
really
Lana,
weirded out.
maybe. But Lois got some meat on her bones.
Well, she's taller too.
She is.
That's easy to see.
Mm-hmm.
But I do want to say, if you're a farm boy though, and you've been lifting those hay bales all day long, you can lift her. That's nothing. The problem I have is once again Lois being a whore.
Hey, dude.
Can I have a scene? Can I have a clean scene? That's all I'm asking for.
Why have a clean scene when we can?
Because this is a Tuesday night at my family's home, and I'm introduced to a new character, and all she seems to be thinking about is Clark.
Look, man.
Not in the good way, in the penis way.
You know what's great is because they have to make it. They have to start doing this because as they're getting older, they get hornier. Okay?
No. We're past the awkward teenage horniness stage.
This isn't awkward. This is just full. This is like you said. She's older. This is the prime time, bro. This is college whore days. Okay?
She's not going to be going for some youngling in high school. All right?
They're not that far apart in age. I think they're like 2 years apart.
Sorry, cougar.
So Martha's seen in the hospital getting a cup of coffee, and she actually sees Clark walking around and Lois behind him, and Martha's freaking out, like, holy shit, what the hell? That's my son. And she goes, Clark. And Lois is like, well, who was that? Who just yelled? And of course, Martha comes in, turns him around, and he's like, holy shit, I thought I lost you forever, Clark. It is you.
Who are you?
Yeah. And Clark just like, who are you? And she's just like, obviously, you could just tell, heartbroken by that. And she's like, I'm Mom. And Lois is like, well, don't be offended. He doesn't even remember anything or his own name. But I found him lying naked, middle of the field of Route 31. And yeah.
I found him at Route 31 in a field. You know me, I like catching stray dogs and naked guys.
Yeah, I kind of have a thing for stray dogs and naked guys.
Hey, did you guys know that he's fully clothed in this scene and she didn't have to just tell his mother that, but instead she's such a whore that's all she could think about?
Look, man, she's just blunt, bro. Okay, she's just thinking, like, she doesn't have any filter.
In every single scene?
She's a military brat.
Every scene.
Military brat.
So that means what? She was put on the base and she's never experienced a boy before. So now that she's out of the base, she's ready to go.
If anything, she experienced how to talk like the boys.
Sailor mouth.
Sailor mouth!
There you go.
Thank you, Sebastian.
Okay. All right. So we're defending this. That's what we're defending. Because if a guy did this in every single scene, then we'd be all against him. But because it's a girl, it's okay.
Double standard.
Dude, double standards everywhere.
It happens.
And so, yeah, Lois is kind of just spilling again, talking too much.
I don't know why I said that. Whoops, my bad.
It's been a long night. I'm nicotine deprived. I need dick.
Martha says that's great. I'm going to take my son away from you now.
Like, okay, go away.
Thank you for finding my son, druggie. Go away.
And then
Clark says, I'm waiting for a sign.
And Martha's look after he says that, though, she's like, oh, shit.
Well, she's more like wondering, why is Lois still standing here? Go away.
Yeah, because she keeps talking, and, like, Martha's like, okay, Lois, I'm very grateful for you, but this is a family matter, so leave?
Okay, I'm backing out. Bye.
Yeah, she's like, okay, cool, I'll leave. And Martha's just like, hey, Clark, I don't know what's going on, but you need to come home with me right now. And then she, obviously, to convince him, because he's not about it, she goes, I'll help you find the sign. And he's like, oh, shit. Okay, I'll go. And then Lois runs into that nurse dude earlier and is like, hey, I'm leaving. You don't have to worry about that guy because we found his parents. And it was that lady over there. And the guy's like, oh, that's Martha Kent. Yeah, they're in here all the time. Kent? What?
So with him knowing that was Martha Kent, they've been here all the time, wouldn't their file say they have a son named Clark, and wouldn't there be a picture probably in that file to show who he is, meaning that nurse knew exactly that was Martha but didn't know that was Martha's son, unless we're going to go to the theory of she did know, or he knew, and that he was just wanting to not deal with it because Clark Kent's a pain in the ass.
Why didn't we put up missing signs this time?
Well, it's because he was taken in the cave. You don't know it's in the cave. I actually understand don't put up missing photos in the cave.
Well, don't put them in the cave, but put them somewhere. Because, I mean,
not if it happened in the cave.
When he left to Metropolis, they put up missing signs, and they all knew.
But that seems more realistic to explain to people. It's like, yeah, my son ran away, or he left.
I saw him run away in his motorcycle.
Versus like he got teleported into a different dimension.
Way to argue with us, dude. Way to argue.
Last time I saw him,
I'm learning.
Yeah, that's true.
Not last time I saw him was driving off on a motorcycle.
Yeah, actually.
By the way, it wasn't even
I was about to say, it wasn't Tom, dude. It wasn't Tom. He didn't know how to ride a bike.
Yeah.
Shout out, Tom. Me too.
No. That's not the same thing.
I don't know how to ride a bike either, dude. Tom, thank you. You represent us.
No. Let's go back to the mummy.
And yes, we go back to Sahara. And so where are they? Are they in
They're in Egypt.
Is it Egypt?
It's gotta be Egypt.
It has to be Egypt.
Okay, so we have, I guess, some type of professor or maybe smart associate colleague that Lex has, but they're driving in a van, and Lex is sweating bullets. He looks like he's sick still.
Because he's wearing a full suit.
that could be. It's like a 3-piece suit right there.
Doing?
But yeah, and so even the guy is looking back in the back seat to Lex, like, "Hey, you all right? Don't look so well." I was like, "Look, I don't want any record. I was here. Don't talk about what we found. Anything. Nothing. No record of this at all." And he pays him off.
$500.
It looked like $500.
That was not a big envelope.
And so we have a definitely CGI jet over there.
How can you tell?
I don't know, because it looks like it's a toy.
The shadow's perfect.
Yeah, that sun is directly up in the sky, man. And so, yeah,
Is there 2 suns?
Nice runway. Was that even a runway?
It looks like they're in a quarry or some mine.
Dude.
Like, how did they even land there?
That was not a legit runway. But yeah, they have the private jet here.
And it comes full circle.
Okay, it's not only Lex that has a problem, but with the redheads.
Thank you! I put it in the notes.
I mean, it's not only Lionel that with the redheads.
What's going on with this?
But yeah, this is something weird. So yeah, we get in the private jet.
I need a doctor. She has to be female, and she must be redhead. If you send me a fucking brunette, I will murder you.
We first had that like nurse that was a redhead that took care of Lex like it was like his second mom. Who also had an affair with Lionel, and then we also had that one other redhead. I think it was her name Rebecca, right?
Rebecca.
Something. It was something. It was Rebecca.
Victoria.
Something. And so that Rebecca had red hair. Had red hair, and then Lex had actually recessive genes. He had red hair when he was little.
Because I don't know why we just have redheaded women only.
It's his preference, dude. It's his preference.
It's not a preference.
It's a kink.
Yeah. He likes red.
But what we do get a reveal here is because, like last time we saw 3 months ago, Lex was poisoned in his brandy. And we're like, okay, how do you survive? The nurse clarifies here that...
Arc reactor. Keeps the metal out of his heart, dude.
I mean, technically, that's a great comparison because, honestly, that's exactly what she's pretty much meaning. She says, Lex, you're going way too long on these treatments. Your blood needs to be purified, every 72 hours, I think she said?
Chloroform.
Yeah. And so he's, sweating bullets. That explains why he looks like shit. And apparently that poison fucked him up so bad that he needs his blood purified every so often.
Dialysis.
Yeah. And so...
Joseph, what does she say as well when it comes to how many people survive?
And not many people survive this, but she doesn't say legitimately.
No, she does. Joseph, she says 99.9% of people would have died from this, but you didn't.
You want to know why? Wait, no, we'll save that. Because when he goes and visits Lionel, God, I love that part. It's so funny.
Let's go to the Kent barn.
We leave that. They get treated.
Or Clark barn. Or Kal-El barn.
Kal-El.
We don't know now.
We don't know who he is.
It's the Kal-El Fortress, dude. Because even Martha name drops it. Clark asks Martha, "What is this place? What is this?" "Well, your dad likes to call it your Fortress of Solitude." Cool. Thanks, John.
Martha's so adorable, though. Look. This is your telescope.
Telescope.
Do you remember the telescope?
And you know what's so funny? I thought he was gonna say some smart ass comment because she was like, "Yeah, you would look at the stars with this." He was like, "Why would I look at the stars? I came from there." And so he...
How dare you think he'd be mean to Martha?
Are you kidding me? He's Kal-El. He's more of a dick than Cal in Metropolis.
Actually, he seems fine to me right now.
Actually, I'll take that back.
Yeah.
Cal is very much a douche.
This is alien.
Kal-El is just like, "Sup? I'm an alien.
Yeah.
I'm here for one thing."
Right, so this is a different Kal-El that went to Metropolis.
This is the mature one.
This is
like
basically
the trained one.
the Kryptonian...
The adult version.
It's the Kryptonian adult embracing his destiny.
Because what we saw was him being an immature person acting like he just got powers
and
for the first
he was
time.
also on Red Kryptonite. So that's still Clark in a sense, but it's merging a little bit of that personality of, I don't give a shit, I'm a Kryptonian.
So you're saying Martha should have given him Red Kryptonite right now?
Holy shit, dude. Dude, he would literally, I think, scorch the earth.
So we should see it. Give it to him, Martha. Instead, she gives him a photo, and it's of Chloe and Lana. Don't you remember them? You love them.
Who are these people? Who are these people?
They're people who love you.
What a dumb answer.
Do you remember anything before you showed up in the field? Clark then gives a blank stare. I was in a place that felt like home. No, Clark! Don't you ever say that this is your home.
You know, I will say, it's definitely, you feel a little bit of heartbreak there with Martha, because it's like, anything where it's like, oh yeah, I was in a place that felt like home. I was like, no, damn it, this is our home. No, this is your home. You feel bad for Martha, dude.
Martha's been through a lot this summer. I'm not even going to try to talk shit right
Bro,
now. Martha's
she really
been
has.
through the ringer, man.
And not only has she got her son back, it's not even her son, and he doesn't give a shit about anything, and he's calling somewhere else his home versus this.
Who's this Uggo?
Yeah, he's like, I recognize this man. Oh yeah, good. That's your dad. You're starting to remember. No, he's not my father. He tried to prevent me from being reborn.
No, Clark.
No, Clark. He loves you. He tried to save you from Jor-El. And Clark gives a kind of a weird reaction, like, oh, how do you know that name? Like, I feel like that's how he looked at her.
And, well, yes.
Or was it kind of like oh, should you even say that name? Like,
I was even going along the lines of, are you defending him? Like, do you know who I am? You're talking to me this way. And in a way, I also believed, is this Jor-El?
Yeah.
And that's why you looked at her that way? That's why whenever she made that comment, it was, oh, you do know my name.
Interesting theory. I like that.
That's the only thing I picked up on.
Because we can definitely follow into that.
Well, it's like even what Sebastian was saying, how we may have seen like two different Kal-Els here, where is it both the same? Or is this more Jor-El, the mature, older man?
And it goes back to last season with the whole vessel thing. I like that. We'll follow through with that still.
Either way, bitch is dead.
Yeah. He just throws his dad's picture on the ground, breaks and shatters. And Martha's like, you motherfucker. And she's obviously sad, mad, crushed, everything. We go back to the jet, Lex's jet. And we see his nice loafers, but we also see he's looking at the artifact again. Pilots are going through some turbulence, crazy turbulence, to where he drops the artifact and it breaks. And the nurse is going to get it for him. But come to find out, the actual artifact what was inside of it. And it was it looks like a clear white crystal, like how the Kryptonian necklace looked or the Kryptonite necklace looked for Lana. When it turned clear, it looks like an enlarged version of that with a symbol on it. But it looks broken. And then now when he touches it, it starts to glow. And all of a sudden, it's now ringing back into Clark's ears, Kal-El, and it's ringing like it's the key. Was it not the key sound?
It was, yeah.
It was, right?
Yeah, so it's calling him.
Yeah, it's calling him. He can hear it. And
Screeching sound.
Yeah, and he's like obviously like on his knees. He's like, damn it, this hurts. Martha's checking on him, see what's up. But then Clark's like, oh, okay. Gets up, and now he's looking straight to the sky.
I do have to say, though, when it comes to these objects, and I did have kind of a question. So, if these objects are all Kryptonian, and it seems like that Clark is aware of the objects, what is it? That they have to be activated? Why didn't he know where they were from the start? Why wouldn't they be calling to him from the start? We just have something new that's completely introduced that he already knew what it was. At this point, my full-on belief is that Jor-El left Horcruxes around planet Earth. And that he just dipped a part of his soul in each of these items in order to be able to have some type of revelation reveal. And they all connect into one. It's just so bizarre that, oh, that one has been awakened. Now I can hear it.
I think it's
you
more.
Already know?
No, I think it's more of like a security system.
That's what I was thinking just
because
now.
obviously, when he was looking for the key, he was supposed to be ready to find it. That was his task almost. So I think these are, in a sense, like if anyone who isn't supposed to get it touches it, then it immediately announces itself.
But why is it there? Because that's the other thing that I have a question for, is that if that is the case where it is security measure, I'm with you guys. Except why would it be all the way in Egypt?
Yeah, because what's crazy is that, I mean...
And not near the cave or something, or inside of the cave where it is like a security measure protection. Instead, it's in the other part of the world?
It is strange because, I mean, just like a little foreshadow, or I guess it's a little spoiler, I mean, the like I said, the piece is broken. So it's part of a larger set. And the other pieces, like you're saying, Taylor, is that they are scattered around, like it's the Dragon Balls, you know? And it is strange, like either there was multiple Kryptonians that scattered them around, or one of them just did it and decided to scatter them around because they didn't want them all in one spot, maybe?
I mean, yeah, so we don't know the purpose right? Because the purpose behind them scattering would give more context on why they are like that. You know, like, is it to prevent something, right? If they're put together, or was it meant to be spread out until someone who was meant to find them all could do it? You know,
Yeah.
Like if Kal-El could fly and he got to the point where Jor-El wanted him to be, he could be, you know, very capable just to fly around and find all the pieces that he needed.
See, and you know what? Maybe I'm going to go further with this then. Maybe I would be hoping that it's like a Man of Steel, and who knows, it could be, where it's somehow bringing the pieces together will then change Earth itself and make it something that it's not right now. So in a way, sucking the oxygen out, making it more of a Krypton-like. I want to know what the artifacts are for, because all of them that we have seen, they're all just like tape recorders. They're all just like recorders of like what they did. Hey, this is what I did on February 13th. Like,
That's true.
It's more of that versus actually, is it a weapon?
We don't know yet. It could be a key. It could be a weapon.
Well, no, I know you know.
I don't know.
And
I don't know either,
I
actually.
will say, though, I think you'll really like what it actually ends up being.
Yeah, but you're always wrong. You don't know me.
I don't. And by the way, I love Clark's outfit, man. The all black.
It suits him.
It's
suits
pretty
him,
nice.
Definitely.
Anyway, so yeah, Clark is looking up. He finally stands up in the sky, and he's looking straight in the sky. And Martha gets in front of him, and Clark just goes full on, I am Kal-El of Krypton. It is time to fulfill my destiny. And Martha's freaking out, like, Destiny, no, that's Jor-El talking. I don't know what he did to you. You need to give me my son back. I want my son back. And then
Clark is dead!
yeah, Clark Kent is dead. Pushes Martha to the side. Now we get our first glimpse. This man is going full flight mode. Gets prepared, jumps out into the sky, and goes and soars.
Pretty sure that would have blew Martha away and she would have been dead.
I mean, look, she's got turbine wind going at her hair right now. And you know, I won't even knock this, man. It doesn't look as bad as it. I mean, for 04, bro, this doesn't look that bad.
No.
This is cool.
For the flight
Yeah,
sequence,
this is cool.
like
I
he's
like
borderline. He's almost damn near out of the atmosphere. Like he's
No, you're actually... Did you not recognize that?
what?
That scene where he's flying over the Earth that way and then flying in, it's exactly Man of Steel. It's exactly what Superman was.
right.
It's exactly what Schneider shot. That was the scene for scene of what it looked like, because I do agree with you. Did he use the same effects? The effects look great.
I'm not even gonna lie, bro. Like how Zack Snyder did the flying sequence, I could have watched that all day. Like I don't know why, just the flying looks so cool.
I don't know why he doesn't get the rights to Dragon Ball Z already. But when it comes to having to watch that scene and flying over the Earth, it's now... Okay, I won't bring it up yet because it's going to be coming. What I'm getting at, however, is that this is going to be, I hate to bring it up again, another Dragon Ball Z type of deal where now that he has the power of God, whenever that power leaves him, he's then going to be able to retain that, meaning I'm going to finally get some Clark Kent flying. This is going to stick around for Taylor. I was all about this scene.
Yeah, it's a great scene.
And then... spoiler, disappointed.
Yeah,
Because it then brings up questions that don't make sense.
very true. And also, it's
Great.
insinuated that obviously Clark is flying towards the crystal or whatever.
The plane.
The plane, yeah. But we actually come back to Paris. Come back to Paris. And Lana is in some type of cathedral.
Notre Dame. And when you're in Notre Dame, you know what you don't try to do is have sex in there. But as Lana's walking through it, her perverted new boyfriend Jason grabs her and is like, let's fuck. And she's like, no, I have this art project to do. He says, no, I'm going to rub you. She says, okay, I love that you have a dirty mind, Mr. Teague. But you know what? But I have a pure heart too. That's so adorable. I'm gonna fucking puke. And then she starts to walk away. Says, wait, I'm just kidding. I found your art project. See, look, here's this little tablet, or I'm sorry, gigantic tablet of this woman. She was referred to as a warrior princess, like the warrior nun. And she kicked a lot of ass, took a lot of hearts. Is that a direct translation? No, I just figured you guys had a lot of common because I'm Adam 2.0.
Yeah, what's the name again? Isabella Thoreau or something like that? Yeah, Isabella
so,
Thoreau.
yeah.
But yeah, he's comparing a lot of similarities between them. And I don't know if you notice, like on the tablet, we have the crest, like the Superman crest, and then it has a symbol on it. So it's already going to allude, like, I mean, if you caught it.
You paid attention to this scene?
I mean, to that part.
Man, I didn't catch anything like that.
Well, you'll see because she ends up, I mean, what she's doing, so.
What do you mean what she's doing? You mean her art project?
Yeah, actual art.
This is what you do. Yeah. This is what you do, right?
Yep. You go ahead and trace over. Okay, so I'm pretty sure we just got confirmation she's openly cheating. Kind of? Like, what kind of art project is that?
Hold on. Before we get to her cheating, we have to then discuss Jason saying, hey, we need to celebrate our anniversary. I haven't it all planned out.
No, sorry.
Her birthday.
That's right.
How did you find out? Oh, you're not the only one that can contact people. And so guess what? I reached out to, what is it? Your TA?
Admissions.
Yeah, your
bribe the admissions
board, whatever. And then they told me your birthday. And now I got something prepared for you. No, don't do it. Shh. Don't worry. I got everything back because it's Buddy. So here's her cheating.
Yeah. So yeah, Jason's like, Café de Fleury, meet me at 10 a.m. I'll see you later, Lana. And leaves. And so she starts tracing over this tablet on a piece of like
parchment style.
Parchment, there you go.
Yeah.
Parchment, yeah. So this is like in the shape of the crest, the Superman crest.
Yes.
And so as she's tracing over, Lana gets more intrigued. And then she sees this strange symbol. It looks like almost like an infinity sign mixed with like some waves in it. I don't know. Ooh. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Circles, infinity, all together in one symbol. She then touches it as she traced over. A big bright light then hits her and she says, ah!
Yeah.
And then we are with Clark when he's flying. I automatically assumed, okay, that was a connection to Clark. Obviously, that tablet or something had to be Kryptonian, right?
Well, I mean, I would think so because of the crest, but yeah, with the transition, it was very weird what they were hinting at. But yeah, because they transition from a bright light all the way to the sky with Clark flying.
Let's go back to Martha and the Kent house.
And so Clark obviously makes his detour. He's still flying. And Martha's actually on the phone right now asking that she needs to speak with someone regarding her son. It can't wait, and so leaves a message. Lois shows up again to the house. I tried calling earlier, but the signal was busy. And so I need to know where Clark's at. He's like, oh, well, he's upstairs. Obviously a lie. But he's sleeping, Lois. Like, don't go up there. And then Lois is like, really being intrusive here. And just walked herself in. It's like, is that a fresh pot of coffee? Man, I've been waiting for one all day. I heard the only decent coffee shop in town shut down. The Falcon or something?
Is she on cocaine?
Dude, she's really hyper.
Like, is she on speed? What is she on right now?
Dude, this is probably her first day without nicotine, honestly.
Maybe that's really it. Maybe that's really like stemming from that. Like a young kid, really hyperactive because of all this nicotine addiction she had, and she's trying to wean off. Because, I mean, she doesn't stay like this, by the way. Like, she will, like, she's not.
Yeah, I know. They had to pull her character because they had to actually teach her how to act.
Chill out. The act.
I'm not gonna chill.
You're not gonna chill on the act, and you just don't like.
You know what? Hold on, Joseph. I'll chill out if you promise me she doesn't mention Clark's penis in this scene.
Why would I do that? Because
it's for the fourth time. So why would she bring it up? And she's already brought it up in front of Martha before, his mother.
So they're going on about because she's not there to fish for thanks. She's looking for Chloe and what happened to her. It's like, oh, I'm so sorry about that. You know, I'm sorry. It's like, were Chloe and Clark ever a thing? It's like, I think maybe for a minute, but, you know, I don't know. It's like, I never thought she'd fall for the farm boy type, you know? And Martha's like, well, you know, Clark has many sides to him. It's not just that. He's like, well, yeah, I've seen several of them already.
Lois also lies. She says, I'm not in the farm boy type. Give me a nerd with glasses any day.
Me. You.
Sorry, but she dated Bruce Wayne in World's Finest, and Bruce Wayne does not have glasses, nor is Bruce Wayne a nerd. I've never known Lois Lane to ever like a nerd, because that would then mean that she would have some type of infatuation with Clark Kent, which she never did. So I'm a little confused on why she would say that.
Once
again, let's pull her character so we can teach her how to act.
Oh my god. The writers wrote this shit.
Nope!
You know, I will agree as far as that line because, I mean, you could say you don't like the farm boy type because that makes sense. But it's like, because, I mean, she's going to date other people we know that are not farm boys or not even nerds. So, yeah, it's a little weird line. I'll agree with you there.
Yeah,
But
awful.
speaking of Clark, you think he'll be up anytime soon? And we're going to already try to walk up the stairs again. And Martha's just like, Lois, can we chill? He's like, look, right now, he's just my only chance to get justice for Chloe. That's all. The FBI closed the case already. They've ruled the explosion as an accident. How many gas leaks do you think there are in safe houses? So, and of course, Lionel Luthor's going to be free in 2 weeks. So I'm trying to get things rolling.
Chloe being the only one that could testify against him. Obviously, that is why she thinks that Lionel is the one that made the death of Chloe happen.
Yep.
However, she doesn't know that she is talking to Lionel's lover. And Martha is now looking at her going, no, Lionel would never do that. He's such a sweetheart. He is the best man on planet Earth.
Okay.
She might as well be. But Lois is then saying, you know what? It will have been for nothing if Chloe died. And then Martha says, okay, I'll have Clark call you if he ever remembers anything. Now get out.
Yeah.
Lois then says, you know what? Chloe said that you used to work for Lionel, and I'm trying to see him, and he keeps refusing me. Any advice? Martha then says, stay away. You don't want to get pulled into Lionel's web.
Well,
Plus,
how did you get out of it then?
how did you escape unscathed? I didn't like that from her. And in fact, I even put in the notes, mind your damn business. Because that to me was a little inappropriate versus what her family is going through. And Lois should have known by now, if she was a proper researcher, that John is in a coma. And right now is not the time. How did you get unharmed and unscathed? My husband's in a coma right now, you bitch. What do you mean unscathed?
Well, she doesn't know. She didn't see John at the hospital.
Lois doesn't do any research. She just runs her mouth, and she's only thinking of Clark's penis. Lois is horrible.
Okay, why do you want Lois to be like the golden age Lois that she's normally portrayed to be? Like an adult? She is a child. You remember Clark? You're going to think he's going to be Superman off top?
You know why? You know honestly why?
If you mention Chloe and the Torch, I swear to God, bro.
You know what?
Don't do it.
You know what? I don't even have to. And here's why.
I already did.
Lana's better than her. Yeah. I'd rather deal with Lana than deal with this. That is how much Lois has just bothered me in this episode. This is not my Lois Lane. This is an imposter.
You're gross.
Yeah. You know what? Give me Betty.
You're gross, dude. I don't think I like you anymore. Pause over. Pause over.
All right, then let's take a break.
All right, so yeah, we got one in here coming up. But
No, I meant for good.
yeah, I think we should take a break, Taylor. I think we need some space. And so now we're finally transitioning back from the farm, going back to the jet. Lex is still there. Crystal is still shining. It's glowing. He's still holding on to it, still wondering what it is. Now the pilots are noticing on their radar, oh, what the hell is flying at us so quick? And nice little reference here. The other pilot's like,
The classic,
right?
dude, yeah,
What
the
is that?
classic quip?
A bird? A plane? No, it's Clark in black. So yeah, Clark actually shows up to the jet. He gets on it side by side. And this man straight just goes for it. Gets to the door, like the emergency or the main door,
Yeah.
rips it right off, and now everyone's going crazy because the fucking door's open and everyone's falling over. So he gets inside. So let's talk about a power that Clark never had. It's called telekinesis. And it's when Clark gets in this jet, puts his hand up, and now the crystal is floating away from Lex as he's on the ground. It goes straight through the metal door and into Clark's hand. And then now Clark speeds off and dips out, and Lex manages to get a brief glimpse of the person from the back. Oh, someone just took my shit. Do you think he saw his face?
I was going to ask that. How much do you think he saw?
He saw the blur.
Just the blur.
And the thing is, since he's had scenes of the blur before, and these things have happened, such as even the vial being taken in front of him, I would imagine that Lex already has his suspicion. So here's the thing with Taylor in that scene. All right. So with that scene, it's horrible. But I'm with Joseph. I didn't understand the telekinesis, but also at the same time, I'm wondering, so that means that these items, these artifacts are meant for him. and that he has some type of calling for them, which, going back to what I originally thought, this is why I put that in the notes, is this a weapon he's trying to create? But it also then brings me back to my counterpoint. I'm just arguing with myself at this point. But when it comes back to what I was mentioning before, well, then how would he not know that those artifacts are there if he was really then building a weapon? Wouldn't he then be searching for that from the beginning? I just don't, did he forget? I'm just so confused on the point of them, but also why all of a sudden we're interested in them. You could have grabbed it at any point then. The moment you showed up, you could have gone looking for it, but you waited for it to buzz in your ear and then said, oh, there it is?
I think he's barely coming to from him arriving.
So you're saying he's still like a baby being born out of that bubble burst?
Not a baby. Like, he's still stunned, right? Because at first he didn't know what was going on.
So he's like Sarah with an 11-year-old mind.
But I think he's meant to, that's why he was there, is to find these things, right?
I'm just so confused because all I really wanted was, you're bringing me something brand spanking new, and it's like, accept it, sucker.
He did say he was waiting for the sign.
But is that the sign?
That's the sign, I think.
But here's my
Clearly
thing.
that was a sign.
How is that the sign? And this is why I ask. Lex found it. How would he have known that?
Well, he knew. I mean, really, I think it's just how things fall into place. Maybe.
Hold on. Let's go even further then. Let me actually then. See, I'm just arguing myself. Let me piggyback off of what you both have said then. What if the time that it was happening of Lex finding that artifact and Kal-El appearing in the field was simultaneous?
Yeah. Yeah, no. I was literally thinking, like, right before you just get into that.
That's the beacon.
That's the beacon. So it could be to a point, because Jor-El is technically still, like, overseeing everything, I feel like he knows all.
Well, obviously now, yeah, for sure.
And so maybe in some way he's been observing where these artifacts are still held, because obviously every Kryptonian thing is linked together for some reason. So maybe he knew that people who shouldn't have it are getting closer to it. So now it's like, okay, let's get Clark back on Earth.
Ooh, so is it Dennis Shigaraki where we had to send him down too early?
I like that.
And that is why, in a way, we'll get to it, obviously, of what occurs here at the end. But it's all still connecting right now, is that Lex finding that artifact then is happening at the same time as Clark coming down in the field and Lois finding him, where now Jor-El says that he's waiting for the sign because he's waiting for that artifact that was just uncovered to find him. But he had to send Clark too early, and there's still a chance that Clark could still come about.
So he wasn't fully converted,
cool.
right? I like that theory, 100%.
I think that fits more because, I mean, who knew how long he would have actually had to have Clark for something? And so it's either going to be it's either going to be a point where it's like, okay, they're getting too close, we need Clark to intervene, or yes, it's that, like, oh shit, they're getting too close, get him down there now. Too soon, but whatever, we'll see what happens.
We have to unleash him now, even though it's not ready.
So then Lex finding the artifact
and the
triggered.
That was the unprepared moment.
And that triggered him to come back.
And you know what's crazy too, because we can even go back to Talisman, is that because we all know Lex touched the damn dagger and it disintegrated.
No, Clark and Lionel are best friends, not him and Lex, dude. You don't know.
Right.
Dude, prophecy.
Prophecy doesn't lie.
Me and Lionel are close.
Yeah, well, I don't need a little dagger to tell me Lionel is a good person. But it's like, we know Lex touched it. So at this point, we know that he's the mortal arch nemesis. Like, he's the mortal enemy. So maybe him...
It's another scenario. He's not allowed to.
Him touching it, it's like, oh shit, Sagith is touching the crystal. No! Clark, get down there now! And you're just like, boom, naked boy, go ahead.
I like it.
I like it.
It all ties in and better. Like it makes it flow, and also because I was able to connect the dots, and because I'm so great, that's what I really want to compliment.
Dude, good job, man.
Yeah, good job.
All right, so enough wacky theories. Let's get to the most important part: a broken picture of John.
Yeah. Martha's trying to clean up the mess Kal-El left on the farm, dude. But now we get a crazy appearance here. I'm afraid that the answers you're looking for, Martha, won't be found in this barn. Martha's like, who the fuck are you, lady? Because it's a random lady. But get this, fun fact.
Who's that?
Dude.
She looks like somebody. Could it be?
It's Margot Kidder. She is the original Lois Lane.
Oh!
From the original Superman movies with Christopher Reeves, who was Dr. Swan.
Who passed?
Yes. And so it's kind of funny
I
because...
like how they did this. This was, in a way, adorable. I cannot lie. I hate whenever shows make me say, well done.
You're right. It actually is very cool
Yes.
because she was Lois Lane, Superman 1, 2, and 3. And fun fact even, Martha Kent here, Annette O'Toole, she played Lana Lang in Superman 3. And that was their first time being on screen together for that movie. But yes, a little bit spoiler. So she plays this lady.
Is that why they look like they actually hate each other in this scene?
I think
somehow they
and then
do really well.
And then Christopher Reeves just passed, so it's just like, fuck you, man. Like, you were shit when he was around, you know?
They just went at each other as if it was back in the day.
Yeah, I know. It's like, oh man, just another day at the office. But yeah, so just kind of briefly, she's saying, I'm Bridget Crosby. Dr. Swan sent me. Dr. Swan is still alive in this universe. You'll have to forgive me. I'm sorry, I was expecting Dr. Swan. It's like, yeah, I know you were expecting him personally.
Who Martha was on the phone with earlier.
That's who the message was for.
And that Lois walked into. So Martha was actually calling Swan in order for her to then discuss Clark, which is why she is shocked, because that is who she was expecting to speak with.
Yeah, exactly. And so, what I'm trying to talk to him about can't be relayed through someone else. He's like, well, I can understand your hesitancy discussing Kal-El's, issue and dilemma, his destiny.
What did you say, bitch?
Yeah, Martha's like, Dr. Swan promised us that. It's like, he promised that the secret...
How did you know that name?
He promised that the secret wouldn't leave the compound. And it hasn't.
Wow, talk about technicality there.
Yeah, I know, right?
Say, wait, that's not what he really said.
I mean, he did really say that, though.
No.
But it's like, you don't know a thing about my son. It's like, you're right. His destiny is set in motion, but I don't know. So, but I know what it's like to love somebody whose calling is greater than your own. And this goes back to what you just said. It's very neat how they did this, because she is hinting that her and Dr. Swan were an item in a different lifetime. And they did love each other and shit. And it's funny because Christopher Reeves played Clark Kent and she played Lois Lane.
I don't know how this ties into this,
It's
though.
a nice little nod.
I like the nod, but I don't know how it ties in.
Oh, okay.
Like in the episode with her even saying that to Martha, she's like, I know what it's like. Swan broke up with me. That's like you said, Swan's alive here, right?
That's true, yeah. Swan is technically still alive.
All she's doing is talking about a breakup while Martha's husband's in a coma. Son's lost his damn mind. I don't know, but I think Martha's having the harder time. Sorry about your breakup.
Oh. Martha looks at her like, oh. That doesn't count. But go on. Because she asked, where is your son now? Because I want to help you. I can definitely try to help you. She's like, he flew away. And she's like, oh shit. He completely embraced his Kryptonian destiny then.
Do you know what that destiny is then, since you just said that? No.
No, but get this. What? Spoiler alert. I said this in the last season finale of season 3. That the symbol that was burned into your field 3 months ago, that is the Kryptonian symbol for Crusade.
Okay, I don't know. And that's that impressive. I don't know.
Ooh, ominous stuff.
Ominous. Oh, that's the name of the episode. Holy shit, fuck. But Martha's like, okay. What is?
Thanks.
I don't know what Jor-El did to him, but I know deep down Clark is still in there.
I like how Martha changes the subject.
Yeah, because
she's like, I'm not going to acknowledge that.
I didn't understand a word you said. Martha, the only challenge to a father's will is a mother's love, which is sweet.
Once again, Harry Potter.
I love that. And Martha's like, I don't love him. No, I'm just playing. But it's like, I can't possibly face Clark alone, though. It's like, look, you don't have to. Look, you just need this. Opens the case, and now we're going to get to our fun fact here, and Sebastian will love this as well. We get our reveal, it's black kryptonite. She's pulling out black kryptonite. It doesn't explain what it does, but she's just like, you're his only hope, and just gives that to Martha. Scene cuts.
You know what's crazy is
Tell
that
him, Taylor. Tell him.
it actually was nuts. I remember Black Kryptonite, but I had to look up because I have to do my research of when Black Kryptonite started because I didn't really remember it even back in the Silver Age or Golden Age. Oh, that's because it wasn't. And Smallville completely made it up. So they had so many different colors of kryptonite to choose from, and Smallville said, screw that. We're going to make something sexy and black. And we're going to call it Black Kryptonite. And you know what DC Comics said? You know what? That is so good. We're going to steal it for ourselves. And in 2018, they then released The Batman Who Laughs, where then they introduced the Black Kryptonite of being used to change the super family's personality and forcing them to kill all of their loved ones, including the heroes, allowing the Batman Who Laughs to then take over that universe. So they introduced that in the most screwed up and fucked up way thanks to Smallville. And I can't believe it. That's amazing.
It is crazy because I was even telling Taylor, I was like, when I first watched this, when it first aired, I was like, Black Kryptonite, what the hell is this? This is so cool. Like, I've never even heard of that. Oh, duh. Now we find out it was a Smallville original idea.
It truly had
That's
gold,
crazy.
silver, I think like yellow.
They have blue, they have gold, they have green, red, silver. I think you're right on silver.
Yeah. There were so many different ones.
And there's clearly white too now.
I don't know if
clear.
yellow was one, but I did say yellow, and I'm going to stand by that. There could be
Well, I feel like that's gold.
Okay, well, I said gold twice then.
Gold and gold. But yes, no, awesome fun fact there. It's kind of crazy how, like, that's a great original idea, especially starting off strong, season 4.
Well,
Lois Lane, not a coincidence.
Well, they've changed things in this show as well, where all they had to do was change one of the kryptonites we named from the color spectrum and just be like, oh, it can do this. Instead, somebody is sitting there going, nah, you know what's sexy? Black.
Yeah, black is in fashion right now. Black is in fashion.
It's 2004.
Yeah, whoever was in that discussion room got promoted or something. They were like, holy shit, he's right. Black is sexy.
Only took 14 years later for DC Comics to release it. But still, it was honestly, in the Batman Who Laughs, being able to be of the metal series, of dark metal, that's amazing that they would be able to introduce that later on in one of the most popular storylines that then launched this whole multiverse spectrum with DC even further than what it already was. People say it screwed it up, but when you get things like Red Death, when you get things like the Green Lantern Batman, can't remember his name, please don't hate me, but you also get the Doomsday Batman. Either way, you get Batman versions that destroy their own universes. Everyone's a winner.
Well, it's Batman, Cyborg, Green Lantern,
the Amazonian,
because
it's like a metal thing with the bat ears type thing. Looks like a soldier.
Dude, the Green Lantern thing is very cool because it's Bruce that gets the ring when his parents die, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
And then he also I believe
murders Joe Chill.
I was gonna say he uses it in order to like have friends around him, but he made the entire universe darkness, and so the ring brings him like his only like calmness. It's kind of sick in the head.
Oh, dude, I remember seeing the picture of all of them lined up. I was like, this is fucked up. Like, they just made this Orvin the worst villain ever, like, of all time. The fused Flash and Batman is so sick.
Red Death.
Yeah.
And don't worry, they're going to be introducing that in the Flash series. And what's great about the comic series is that it involves Bruce Wayne, where he straps Flash to the hood of his Batmobile in order for him to go into the Speed Force, where it then I can't remember what happens, but it kills Flash and it fuses them together in some sick, twisted way, where then Bruce becomes the Red Death. And it's great because that's what happens in the comics. In the Flash show, it's going to be Batwoman.
Okay.
Yeah.
Sick,
dude.
love Batwoman.
You know how they actually make that work, though? Is that if Batwoman had her motorcycle and she strapped one of Flash's children to the front and then she tried to do the Speed Force, killing a child while giving her the power, all of a sudden, it's not funny anymore.
No. Dude, last season of Flash is airing right now.
Yeah, everyone's going to miss it.
Yeah, I'll miss the first
You mean Flash and Iris? You mean
The Flash and Iris Adventures?
Yeah.
Barry and Iris Adventures?
I'm sorry, but it's actually Iris and Barry. Iris goes first.
No. So it's actually Central City first. Central City, The Adventures of Iris and Barry.
You know what this reminds me of? Prison. Let's go there.
Love prison. We went really dark. We're at the U.S. Penitentiary, and we're back with Lionel's cell. Lex walks in, looks completely healed, got a little Band-Aid on his head. It's like, wow, Dad, you're in great shape. We all knew that, okay? We all knew John Glover was in great shape. This man looks even more ripped from the last episode. And so, granted, I'm just thinking about it. Lionel's been in prison for 3 months. It's kind of sick. And...
Hold on. I hate doing this. I hate this so much. All right, now I don't have any proof that he was doing this beforehand. Okay. But the way Lionel looks right now, bro, John didn't stand a chance. And Jesse was a little right that Lionel was...
trained.
He was trained. Like, this is some serious muscle he's got here.
Dude, that wasn't just push-ups, bro.
That was the end of his workout.
That was his
his cool down.
Like, yeah, your cool down. There you go.
I don't ever like it. I mean, I'm still not going to say I'm fully wrong on this, but I did not give Lionel enough credit here because, Jesus, the guns are out in this scene.
Dude, yeah.
Dude, he's huge.
And I feel like he just looks bigger because he has no hair. So it's like, all I'm seeing is skin and muscle.
All I'm seeing is Eminem, 8 Mile.
He doesn't even have a suit on, so we're just seeing pure arms. And so... Of course, Lionel wants to shit on Lex. Like, oh, what are you here for, Lex? Oh, look what I've been reading. It's your magazine. They dubbed Mussolini a savior, and look how that turned out. Okay. Why are we saying that?
Why is Lex here?
Because he thinks Papa is behind his crystal taken.
From the sky.
That's right. Yeah, man, I just want to see, Dad, how did you take it out of the sky? How'd you do that? How did you take it out of the jet?
Lex, I don't know what you're talking about. I've been working out on my books. Can't you tell? Look at my arms.
Well, yeah, because Lex talks about, what they're really talking about is that, so I've been, you're a savior, but I've been seeing you gallivant around the world trying to explore all this stuff. He's like, I'm not, I may be in prison, but I'm not dead. I know things that are happening. And think I haven't been keeping tabs on you. And so Lex finally prompts the question like, oh, so then how'd you do it? Break into my jet 20,000 feet.
Lex, I don't have time for your games. Come on, I'm in prison.
And Lionel looks at him and he's like, you look pale, Lex. You all right? And Lex is just getting furious. He's like, where is it? And Lionel's like, I truly don't know what you're talking about. Like, I fully believe him. I'm like, obviously it's not him.
Oh yeah, did you believe him when he was blind?
Well, no, I didn't believe him when he was blind. Kind of, a little bit.
You did at the start. I never did.
I did, yeah.
So guess what?
Because he was blind.
I think he's a liar.
He is a liar. That's why Lex doesn't believe him, even though he's telling the truth.
Yeah.
At this point, he's lied to him so much. I wouldn't believe shit he says.
I agree.
I would not believe anything he says, bro. I wouldn't even believe he was doing push-ups, even though I saw him doing it. And so Lex is telling his dad, I've been gallivanting and I found this crystal that's part of a whole, other artifacts that can change this entire world that would put, our knowledge up to the heavens type thing. And Lionel's just like, dude, you're out of your mind. He's like, oh, really? I'm just doing what you were doing. You funded so many expeditions within the past 2 years that all had to do with same things that had the cave symbols also. And Lionel's now thinking like, oh, shit. I think he's literally thinking like, oh, Lex actually found some stuff.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't think he cares.
I think it's both. I think it's like, okay, I really don't know what you're talking about. But then again, okay, you actually found stuff from the expeditions I was funding, so...
Hey, you know what's crazy, Joseph? Sebastian, do you guys remember something called a liver problem?
Dude, no. See, he looks better.
He looks better
in the 3 months that, because again, he was most likely diagnosed with this 2 years ago.
You working out on books if you have liver problems,
He got
man?
a terminal diagnosis just that last season, later in it. Almost did a suicide attempt.
He's a liar,
and then
man.
He left and fought John and beat his ass when he had a gun. And now we're in prison 3 months later, and this man's working out like it's nobody's business.
It's books, reading and working out. What are you doing with your life?
I don't see a hospital bed in there. He should be looking like John right now. Coma.
Yeah.
But yet, I bet he's pissing perfect urine right now.
Oh my God. He's pissing at least 3 times a day.
And so, yeah.
How many times you wake up in the middle of the night? Once. You're fine.
So, yeah, no liver problem seems to be the case here. And so Lana's just saying, Lex, I don't have time for your shit right now. I'm about to stand trial for murder, which is clearly more important than whatever the hell you're talking about. So, and when I'm cleared, obviously those responsible for me here are definitely going to feel my wrath.
Like Chloe?
Chloe Sullivan was killed in a tragic accident. Okay? She didn't deserve to die. Okay.
Sticking to his story. I like it. Even in prison, dude.
What a piece of shit, dude.
What I like is that Lex immediately then ignores that. But I deserve to die? What are you talking about, Dad? Is that why you poisoned my brandy? Oh, what kind of monster do you think I am? I lay there for 10 minutes? Oh, come on. Damn it, son. I didn't do that.
They said that dosage would kill an ordinary man, but apparently I'm not an ordinary man. I have high white blood cell count. And that goes back to earlier in the nurse and the jet.
What I love, though, is that Lionel looks at him, no, idiots, because you're my son. I'm the man.
Yeah, okay, liver problems.
See these guns? Hey, you want a book?
It won't matter when your liver gives out, Dad. And I'll be standing tall with my white blood cells. But yeah, Lex turns into a little crybaby thing, kind of a little bit. It's like, oh, so I deserve to die, Dad? I'm not an ordinary man.
It is kind of funny, though, because they both at the same time stroke their ego. He's like, I'm not ordinary. That's why I survived. And his dad's like, no, you're not ordinary because you're my son.
Oh, yeah, exactly. It's just they're both being cocks. It's like, I don't understand it. I don't know how you can be a cock to each other. It's like...
Lionel looked at Lex and said, I look better bald than you.
A little.
I mean, I'm not gonna lie.
I mean, I'm already used to obviously Michael Rosenbaum bald like that, and it's a perfect look.
I'm not used to Glover having those guns, man.
Dude,
Jesus.
It's just because we see the suits all the time, bro.
If I was Schneider, I'd be kind of scared. Like walking around these halls.
Yeah, what's that corn-fed hokum gonna do to this prison meat?
God, Martha has gone and seen this. And you know what? He's probably doing his push-ups when Martha walks in. Oh, hey, Martha.
Dude, honestly,
I didn't know you were coming in.
998, 999.
I understand now why Martha was interested.
Dude.
Makes sense now.
Why she didn't want to tell Lois,
Yeah.
hey, I'm going to help you. Instead, it's, listen, he's looking good.
Man, remember when Lionel took, what's her name?
What did he take?
Remember he took that girl from Lex who like pretended to be his girl.
Is it Victoria?
Victoria. What a whore.
Not like Lois though. Let's go to Clark's clubhouse in the cave.
Woo! All right. So basically,
Clark has a secret clubhouse.
Lex does tell Lionel before he leaves the jail. He's like, "Well, you shouldn't wound what you can't kill, Dad." Okay, but also let's talk about real quick. Why is Lionel really trying to deny that he like didn't poison Lex's brandy when he has poisoned his food multiple times before?
And the brandy with LSD, according to our scientist Matt.
He turned him into a vegetable, or he tried to, and he did the whole the asylum thing, and then he even tried to blame murders on him.
I think he's just annoyed. Yeah, he's just annoyed that it didn't work. So he's like, oh, yeah, we don't have to talk about it anymore.
Oh, come on, Lex. Why are we bringing that up? God, I've tried to kill you so many times. This is nothing.
It's been 3 months.
Yeah, you have white blood cell. I knew you'd survive.
Let it go.
So yeah, he leaves, and then yes, we now come to the cave. Kal-El here is back at the normal cave wall with the keyhole, and we get to display the shiny letters and the circles and such, but it's all spinning, and he actually is touching certain symbols on there.
Yep.
Blue, red, yellow, all within the rings. They all form and unlock a door. He basically put his hand as a key.
Big white light comes out, it blows his hair.
It looks like the same opening that he went in with Kara.
Except now we're going to see what's inside of there.
Yes, season 3 did not show us what was inside there. This could, for all we know, this could be a whole different room. Who knows? But we get in there. It's just a whole cave wall with a nice circular table in front with Kryptonian symbols. We see an empty crest slot there, the Superman crest. But he just puts that one piece of that crystal that he stole from Lex into its spot.
And it looks like one of
three. I think
maybe?
it's three. I think it's three. So one of 3 pieces. And so as he puts it in there, it shines white again. We've transitioned back to Lana, her bedroom. She's waking up.
with all our powers combined, we become Captain Planet.
That's the vibes you got?
Yeah, also, just gonna say this. That room that he was in looked a little cold, icy, and it also had a gust of wind.
A possible link to a different place?
That's what I'm thinking.
You're thinking Fortress?
I'm thinking
Fortress?
could be Fortress. However, I don't know if Fortress is actually built or, like I said, this is why it's weird to me all around. There are things hidden across the world from each other.
Technically, I mean, whenever it was last season, I mean, it was technically a portal, I think. I mean, either he was in that room the whole time and then he got vanished into or put into the field, but I mean, it could be a portal. What if it was a portal room?
I just think that it's a portal to something. It's just weird for the gust of wind is all I'm saying.
Yeah,
and
you're right. It did look very cold in there.
Like, that's all I mean. And that's why I'm not trying to do any spoilers. It truly just looked like on the in Antarctica.
Yeah.
But now what I really want to see is some naked Lana.
Yeah, we don't get this too often.
This is really dirty and sweaty.
Look, man, we got to keep it dirty. We are growing up. We're adults.
Yeah, she's 18, dude.
We love sex.
Yeah.
Anyways. So as she's waking up, we're clearly seeing like half naked Lana here, sheets covering a little cheeks, And,
I didn't get no cheeks.
Little cheeks.
Come on, there's no cheeks.
Anyways, like windows. Okay,
stop lying to the audience. No cheeks.
Why does she have every single window open? Is it that like? And she's sweating, so I'm confused. Is it like hot as shit in there?
It's just hot air, probably.
Yeah, it's just hot air. What are we in Vegas?
All right. So I can make fun of this scene. However, as we've been talking, fellas, I got a new theory. So, obviously, whenever she touched that and the big glow of light happened, we're then shown Clark. All of a sudden, when Clark then goes into that cave and then lays the piece down, it then allows Lana to wake up. So, what if this figure that Lana then traced over, and she's obviously could be possessed, because that's what it appears already. But what if she's a part of the Kryptonian culture too? And what if now this is turned into a battle of finding the artifacts? And they were awakened at the same time of Lex finding that diamond piece. So her tracing that woman, Lex finding that artifact, Clark coming down in the field, all happened at once.
All right, I know. I can get behind that wholeheartedly. I mean, like, again,
that makes sense.
Look at that crest, bro.
And so, exactly, you even saying it has a Superman crest. Because, again, I'm saying possession, guys, she woke up and she didn't know where she was and she's naked. Lana's never naked. She sleeps in clothes. She's a good girl.
And she always knew where she was.
Yeah. No, come on. She wouldn't do this. So that's why I feel like there's already something here, and we're getting the shot of the tracing.
The tablet, the tracing of the tablet. And it still has that like weird infinity wave symbol thing.
Joseph, I'm going to have to throw this out there to you before you keep going with the description.
Mm-hmm.
Is this like a Kawachi thing? Where now this is another warrior that's supposed to stop an evil Kryptonian. And that she's awakened when the Kryptonian has come to claim his piece. Is that the warrior princess that then Jason was describing?
It could be, yeah. I mean, I know for sure, I'll let you know, they're going to explain for sure, what the symbol means, who that girl is. And I like the vessel thing, because it obviously is alluding to that. I mean, because it even shows, so she wakes up here, right? She's waking up, she goes to the door because it's banging, someone's banging on the door.
Nobody would bang like this, just such a...
let me tell you what, a boyfriend would definitely not bang on the door like this. This is cop banging, okay? This is like, you're in trouble, please get out of here. Ma'am, why are you naked? Get some clothes on, we need to take you to the station. But no, it's actually Jason at the door. And he's like, hey, what's going on? We're supposed to meet at 10. It's 12 now. Are you okay? And obviously she is not okay. She looks like the Ring as she opened the door, sweating bullets here.
She looks
terrible.
terrible.
It's like, I don't know how I got here. I must have passed out. I'll meet you downstairs. I'm already going to be sketched out. If I was Jason, I'd be like, what? Weird. Very weird. Like, and so Lana closes the door, is looking at everything, and is just like, I'm so confused. Like, she blacked out.
Her first blackout.
When I first saw the scene and she woke up, my heart kind of dropped. I thought she was in bed with another guy naked. And I was like, she didn't save herself in the end. I was kind of a little bit ruined on the inside. I don't know what it was. Maybe that makes me a fan, a hypocrite, whatever. But that really did worry me that she was gonna be naked with another guy. If it was Jason, I would have been pissed.
Damn, dude. Yeah, I would have been mad too, maybe a little bit.
All right, let's go back to Clark's clubhouse.
All right. So what we have here, Clark is back coming out of the cave door, and he sees it close, turns around. Martha's here. He's like, okay, you shouldn't have come here, Martha Kent. And immediately, Martha takes out the black kryptonite and just shoves it right onto Clark's chest. And she's like, Clark, if you're still in there, I love you. And now we get this whole thing. The black rock starts to glow like a blue, maybe real dark purple, whatever. And now we have like
split personality.
It's a split, yeah, a whole split personality. So now we're seeing the programmed, vicious like Kryptonian side, the Kal-El, and then now we're seeing Clark shouting out "Mom." And so now we have, what's funny? This kind of looks like the painting that's on the cave wall.
Oh yeah, it does.
The two heads.
Yeah, from one fighting each other.
So I think before we thought it was Naman and Sagith. The battle of the two friends becoming arch enemies. But I think now it's confirmed at this point also, you can see that infinity symbol, wave symbol right there in the back too as they're fighting on the wall.
Well, to your point, if you kind of want to get even further, sure, this is a stretch, but I don't care. Look at the shadow where it does look like the two dragon heads.
Oh yeah, you can see that in the background.
Yeah,
if you pause.
where it actually looks like they're both biting at each other.
So yeah, I think the snake-looking one is supposed to be Kal-El, and you can see Kal-El choking out Clark like, "No, you're not gonna win." And he has the burned cross 8 or whatever. So dude, that's Jor-El's Kal-El. That's
what he wants it to be.
That's his Kal-El. That's what he wants it to be. That's his program. And of course, it even says something Jor-El would say: "Humanity has made you weak." And so then Martha's like, "Clark, take it." And she tosses the black kryptonite on to Clark's hand. Clark actually puts it right through Kal-El's chest, and that apparently destroys him and that programmed version.
He killed his ego.
As he killed his other side, that is when John immediately wakes up at the hospital from his coma. The nurse walks in and says, "Oh my God, we are now back to the caves," where Clark is then laying on the floor. Martha then comes over and checks on her baby and says, "Clark, is it finally you?" And then Clark reassures her, "Yes, it is me, Mother. I am finally back. I love you."
I'm back. Fucking Terminator, dude.
More Terminator vibes.
But now we get, obviously there was a link with the coma for John, and obviously this Kryptonian tech, whatever, destiny that they had. So what does that come down to? Is it a matter of,
so Jor-El was keeping him in a coma, for sure. That's kind of what I got.
Jor-El's program was that if Kal-El is going to be on Earth, I need to make sure John Kent is nowhere involved in that. So when he choked him out or sucked his life force, whatever, he made sure he was comatose until Kal-El fulfilled his destiny.
Which was interrupted by
Martha.
Yeah, by Lex finding the artifact, basically, right?
Pretty much, because like we said earlier, I think it kind of goes hand in hand now that it wasn't expected that they would find it so soon, at least a human would. And so that jump-started the schedule, put it ahead of time. And so, I guess they didn't even account for black kryptonite as well.
Which obviously the black kryptonite seems to show. I'm assuming the power is that it's wanting you to be able to show the good and the bad of yourself and essentially causing a fight between the two, and then the winner then be able to take over the body. That's the only thing I can think that the power of black kryptonite does, right?
Yeah.
Is that it allows... so let's put it even more simple. The black kryptonite then has you... the angel and the devil on your shoulders fight each other to the death.
Yeah.
That's what the black kryptonite then reveals. And winner take all. Whether it be the good or the bad, that is what comes out with the black kryptonite. It allows you to then choose. Or, I don't know, again, I don't think there's choosing. I think it's just made the best man win. Because that's what black kryptonite seemed to have done. It split them. And then it had them fight. And it was kind of even a cheating move in a way that Martha was there in order to grab the rock to then throw it to Clark. I still didn't like that because I go, so is he really there then? Is it one body that's now having two sides then fighting?
Yeah. It's kind of just because it's tough to touch on because obviously it's an original idea and clearly made for this sole purpose. How do we get Clark back from this reprogramming? So they invented black kryptonite, and its sole purpose was to, I guess, split Kryptonians. It only obviously works on Kryptonians, I would assume.
And split their personality, and since Clark's personality wasn't fully converted, his original self was still in there, allowing him to be split. Mm-hmm. Right?
I like that because, yeah, we don't know if that actually would have worked if he was fully programmed.
Right.
And it makes me even question if then somehow the evil side grabbed the black kryptonite and then punched Clark in the chest. Would then that have killed him?
Interesting.
Probably. If it happened to Kal-El, I'm assuming.
Like, that's what I mean. But it didn't seem like it was designed to kill the bad. It just seemed like, again, battle of the dead. Here we go.
Well, thank God Clark won. We could have had Kal-El for the rest of the show.
I'm kind of sad. I like Kal-El.
I was going to say, I'm kind of upset now.
Yeah.
You know what? Let's go back to a Martha and John doing it in the hospital.
Let's talk about a whore.
Yeah. Are you kidding me? 3 months, dude. She needs some action. How dare you?
Clark wearing a white t-shirt? It's pretty rare.
So nice little contrast because Kal-El was wearing black all the time. So now this is Clark Kent.
He's pure.
He's
the white
pure.
knight. And so, yeah.
The good side's the angel that won.
Yeah, and so, yeah, Clark's getting in the hospital room. John's finally awake after 3 months, and they're just so excited. The doctor said it's a beautiful miracle. He's up. Thank you, son. He's like, don't thank me. If anyone's the hero, it's Mom. She was the one who just stuck out this whole 3 months without me, without you.
She was the hero.
Yeah, I even put down in the notes. I said, true that.
I was like,
Martha gets it.
Is this the beginning of Clark being smart and being logical for once?
We don't know. Let's not jump to conclusions.
Look,
he could be sober right now. It's been 3 months clean.
Oh, that's true.
That's what Jarrell actually did to help out.
Yeah, he had to see his parents first, and then he'll go back home and play.
So maybe Clark had to go to rehab.
Kryptonian rehab.
And now this is him being cleaned, and that was the final test. Was him beating his addiction stuff.
Holy shit, like what if we actually got like from this point forward like no more high moments. Truly, it's like pure logic.
We're starting off weird right now. Yeah, I'm liking it.
That'd be crazy, like because I would miss High Clark, honestly.
No, I wouldn't.
I would miss him so much.
Senior year, we got to grow up. It's time to do our job.
Senioritis, dude. That's when you just grow down, if anything.
No. We slacked off for the past 3 years.
That's true. Yeah.
Yeah, come on. Man.
Yeah, we gotta get our lives together.
Yeah, we went to Metropolis.
Remember, the guy said the theme this season is graduation. No, it's not.
No, it's not.
It's Destiny. It's gonna be Destiny this season.
Executive producer, shut the hell up.
You don't know what you're talking about. So, but yeah, Clark actually just said, it's all a little jumbled, but I actually do remember, like, just the last 3 days, which is when he came down.
Continue the scene because now I get to bring up my issue.
All right. So John is like, so son, your mother tells me you can fly? And he's like, Kal-El can fly, apparently, but I'm still earthbound.
He says Clark Kent is still earthbound. Go ahead, Sebastian.
Okay,
what you got?
Right. So when he heard the news from Martha, he looked kind of like proud. He's like, wow, you can fly? And as soon as he says, no, I'm earthbound, he looks so disappointed now.
He's like, well, what the
He's like, wow.
Yeah, it's almost like, what the fuck you mean? What?
I was going to call you a man. Now you're just
like,
still
dude,
Clark.
Wow, you almost had my respect there for a second.
You almost could have taken over all of my chores.
I put in the notes, though, he did lose my respect here. So, fellas, I have to ask you. He chooses not to fly, correct?
At this point,
I think now
it would be okay to say that. Yeah, I think at this point it's okay to say that
because he has the ability, right? It's only
he knows he has the ability.
Because it's like a mental thing now.
Because then now we're going to continue a little bit because after you just said that, John asked, "How did that feel?" Because obviously Clark just said, "I remember the last 3 days. It's just a little jumbled." He said, "It felt amazing, but scary also." It's like because if I can do that, like who knows what I'm capable of.
So he's holding himself back.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
He's holding himself. It's like, I think
What?
I think it's gonna be equivalent to a mental block. It's like because we already know he was scared of heights. He actually is legitimately
see what we're capable of in case something like this happens again and somebody mind controls me. I think I should be able to figure out my abilities at this point instead of just saying, I'm gonna ignore it. Nope, I'm senior. I'm 18. I've grown up. No, you fucking haven't.
Because if he remembers it, he should remember how to do it.
Yeah.
And so it's like we've already slept flu or sleep fly, whatever.
Yeah, and
No,
he
he
did
knows
that
now.
as just him, right? You know?
He now signifies flying with Kal-El. He says only Kal-El can do that. I can't. Clark can't. I don't do that. I only run fast. No flying for me.
Maybe doing that makes him feel more like Kal-El, and he doesn't want to do that.
Yeah, because like what
It's
he said, it's going back to what we
mental
just
block.
talked about. He feels too powerful if he's able to fly. That to me is disgusting.
Dude,
Grow up.
Yeah. What a
No,
bitch.
I'm with you, man. I mean,
It's just disappointing
because I mean, I'm sure you know how it goes. I mean, we don't know. He doesn't fly for a long time. And
Well,
it's like
the reason why I say it's disappointing is, like what you just mentioned, they use this as an excuse in order to not allow him to fly in the show.
they even say it in the companion that it's like it's a known rule. They always said the executive producers always said no flights, no tights. But technically, Kal-El flew, so Clark never flew.
I mean, it makes sense because as soon as he unlocks flying,
Don't
he
make
becomes
him-
OP instantly.
But make him forget then. You gotta
don't say you remember.
Don't say you can do it and then say I just don't want to.
It makes him more human.
Like you could literally even.
But then don't use any of your powers.
But they could have even added a line.
I'll just do that then.
They could have even added a line that Clark says like, "I do remember like how it felt, but I don't know how to do it." And that'd have been fine. I would have been fine with that. I'd been like, okay, well that makes sense. I mean, yeah, you don't technically know how to do that.
If he said exactly, if he at least tried, if they did that type of scene at the end where all he could then do was just jump up really high and come crashing down, he's like, I don't want to do that again. Okay,
Yeah, because then if
whatever.
he lands
I give
down,
up.
he's making craters. He keeps
Yeah.
like an Invincible when he keeps trying to fly and he just keeps landing down.
And Clark, okay, I quit. Whatever, I can't do it. If you had something like that, that would be amazing to me. This, no, I don't want to.
Yeah. And so, yeah, he goes on that line, and Martha says, look, you are capable of anything at this point. And, yeah, and then Clark goes back to the whole thing. No, that's you, Mom. Look, I don't know if I would have had the strength to do what you did the last 3 months. So, yeah. You're the hero, Mom. It's like, well, my father used to tell me, life asks of you what it thinks you can handle. And I was like, damn, real shit. There were days when I thought it had asked too much, but you gotta stick through it. But then I would think about this family, what we've been through, and all of our crazy problems. And we got good things ahead of us, I found
right.
the strength to keep going.
I wasn't going to make fun of this scene at all. I like
Dude,
it.
No,
what
I
a
was
great
only saying-
pep
Yeah.
talk, dude.
No,
What a
that
great
was-
pep talk.
And this shows all she wanted. She goes, no, all I thought about and what has pushed me forward in order to be strong is having this moment where it's us three being a family again. I love it. You know what I want right after a great family moment? A good horny shower scene. Oh my
I'm
God.
almost positive.
This is weird.
I'm almost positive Lana had an orgasm in this shower.
Like,
We're going back to Lana. She's taking a shower.
Is it too hot, by the way?
I don't think it's hot enough.
I'm like, no, but there's so much steam.
No. It's not hot enough for Lana, dude. She was so used to all that coffee heat, bro. Steam is nothing to her.
She was,
let me
she was
tell you-
already sweating before she showered.
Let me tell you about who is not in the shower.
How can you tell?
I'm seeing the most voluptuous body.
How do you know?
I'm seeing the most voluptuous body I've ever seen in
No way, dude.
in this curtain silhouette. I'm seeing, like I'm saying,
You
I
like
mean,
how the hand is on the top
Yeah.
of the rail?
Yeah, because
that's
she's-
how you shower, Joseph.
That's how she's having an orgasm. That's how you can tell she cannot hold herself together.
Dude, you're telling me that isn't Lana Lane.
That's
right there.
not Kristen.
That is not
That's
good.
There's
not
no
Kristen.
way.
Are you
Dude,
kidding?
no, because we've
Sebastian.
even confirmed before too. There's been scenes where like she's using doubles. Like whenever she's showing any type of like a lot of skin and stuff.
Right.
I don't even think Nicodemus was her, bro. Like
No, it wasn't.
it wasn't.
No, it wasn't.
And then there was
The pool
one
scene
where
wasn't.
remember that dream sequence where it was them skinny dipping.
Yeah, and
that
then
wasn't
she
her.
takes
That wasn't her
off-
either?
No, she takes off the shirt and then it
In the
zooms
lake? That's not her.
Well, it's
Well, no,
her
no,
in the
she's-
leg, but whenever she takes off
Like,
the
whenever
shirt
they're
and
doing
zooms
the-
in on the tummy,
Yeah.
that's not her.
When they're doing all the physical action, like showing ass, tits, bra, whatever.
Why is
like-
that? Like contractual stuff?
No.
No, I think it's probably just her preference.
Mm.
There- There's,
I was
there-
going to say, well,
there are definitely people who prefer to show a certain amount of skin or
Right.
no skin at all,
Right, they
or
can't
they
make
actually
you,
don't give a
obviously.
shit.
Yeah.
yeah, and by the way, I think when you're TV, unless it is in your I don't know what you can choose. We're not in LA.
That's
I mean,
true.
Tom clearly has no problem showing some ass.
Yeah, but when you have that great of an ass, who would care, right?
That's right. Shout out Tom.
yeah.
But yeah, so like I said,
You think that's why Lana doesn't show ass? I can't compete.
yeah, my ass is nothing.
Look at that.
I'll bring a double to make sure it's kind of competing a little bit.
Oh, don't worry though. Hey, I'm gonna grab the railing of my shower.
Yeah, so Lana's taking the most orgasmic shower right now, and like I said, voluptuous body. I'm seeing probably huge boobs, man. I'm seeing some huge boobs in that silhouette.
Some hips too. Like,
Yeah,
look at
I'm
that.
seeing a hella curves and stuff. I'm sorry, there's no knock to Kristen. It's just like, we've seen you for 3 seasons. We know what you look like, Kristen. Okay?
Oh, come on. It's been a big summer in Betty.
Yeah, she bulked up.
A lot of bread.
Baguettes.
Baguettes, yeah. Lots of baguettes.
Yeah, be careful with the baguettes, Lana. Going to the bakery, cafe.
She gets out and then she realizes, guess what?
I have an ass.
I have a tramp stamp.
She's got
Yes,
a tattoo.
She has that little whatever symbol that was, that little infinity wave symbol that was on the Isabella tablet.
On the Warrior Nun.
Yeah, on the
On the cave too.
On the cave too. So I guess it's safe to say it's a Kryptonian symbol, right? I
Yeah.
mean, it's on her back. Yes, tramp stamp.
I don't know if it is a Kryptonian symbol. Once again, I think that this could
Maybe
be
it's a Kawachi.
it's
Purely a Kawachi symbol.
or another tribe, another type of area of another group of people that are here now in order to stop the Kryptonian. Again, with the scattered pieces across the world, I have to imagine then there's other influences, other religions that are now a part of this fight. Some of them are awakened with each piece. Because this also could explain why if Lex was in Egypt, then the warrior that would have been closest would have been in Petty.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay.
That makes sense. Makes
I love
sense.
a good tramp stamp, man.
Oh, yeah. Especially when you have a shower scene like that. Do you ever grab the top of it? I grab the top of it all the time, dude.
Yeah. If I'm jerking it.
How do you grab the top of it and jerk it?
One hand on the pole and
Oh,
one hand
that's
On the
what-
pole.
the other pole.
Oh, I put 2 hands on it.
Dude, air jack. Nice. So Lionel's checking out his bald head for some reason. I don't know why. It's
I
like
still
he's not.
look
Is he
good.
not used to his bald head after 3 months? So now
my
we have.
God, here you go.
He's looking in his mirror and sees Lois, and he's like, "You're not Martha Kent." Would you have seen me if they said it was Lois Lane? Oh, Lois Lane. Yes, yes, yes.
Oh, so she
yes.
lied to get in.
She lied to get in. So you're Chloe Sullivan's cousin. And I don't like how close they got
This
right
is
there.
such a horrible scene. It makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's very...
Hey,
Yeah, they're like... they immediately approach each other way
hey,
too
let's
close.
interlock our fingers, Joseph. You bite your nails.
Are you allowed to touch prisoners?
Like, what is this crap?
Oh, you bite your fingernails. Bad girl.
We had to yank her in order to teach her how to act.
No.
Because what is
What are you
that?
talking about? It's both of them. Why do they have
She
this
went up
scene?
to the... Grab it.
She grabbed it, and then Lionel even like peeks over like, oh, bite your fingernails, bad girl.
He actually
Bad
says
girl.
bad
He
girl.
actually
That's
says
not
that.
even made up.
That's weird. This is weird on both sides.
This is awful.
But getting through the door doesn't mean I'll
Hey,
talk.
you want to get close to
Yeah. It's like, yeah, but getting through the door doesn't mean I'll talk to you. So, guard, get her, please. Bye. I don't believe the safe house explosion was an accident. Of course you don't. You believe I'm responsible.
All right, everybody. Let's get to one of the best things ever now, where after Lionel says, yes, of course, you just think I'm responsible. Of course not. A stunt like that is thuggish and obvious. It smacks of desperation. That's nothing like you. And Lionel then looks at her and says, you know what? Now you have my attention. What's your theory? I don't have one. JK, it's you. Like, what the hell? Great,
He's
Lois.
like, okay, why are you here? Because I wanted to look into the face of the son of the bitch who's responsible
So what I just said you were
for
doing?
the
Okay,
Chloe's
cool.
death.
Thanks, Lois.
And he literally looks,
Guard!
he's like, okay, what? Okay. You may have not blown it up, but you're definitely responsible. The simple truth is, I made her an offer. She took it. I kept my end of the bargain. She didn't. So she's dead as a result of her own actions.
Losers suck.
So I had nothing to do with it. I'm sorry. Lionel, we're still being sloppy here, I feel like.
That was too close to a confession.
That was a confession, bro. Are you kidding me? Yeah, look, here's the facts, all right? We had a deal. I kept my end of the bargain. She didn't.
She ended up dead somehow.
She's dead as a result, so that's not me. What?
Hey, Lana,
Are you recording this?
what deal did you have?
Her name's Lois.
Yeah, exactly. Except Lois doesn't follow up with anything. Already a terrible reporter. You know who would follow up with some questions? Chloe Sullivan.
She's not a reporter
We're on
right
a
now.
decade at the tour. Fine, let's go back.
Anyways, God, I had nothing to do with it. And next time you come at me with accusations, try to have a little more than righteous indignation. All right, Lionel, big words.
He's reading a lot of books.
Dude,
That's all-
stacked. She's practically reading Bibles.
That's all you can do.
That's all.
He said, zoo hours are over, Miss Lane. Goodbye. And she walks out, of course, or she's about to walk out. You know, it must kill you that somebody has given you this gift.
Knight to Queen 4.
And you don't know who, but without Chloe's confession, you're probably going to walk out here a free man. Or are you being set up? And Lionel's then like, looks at her.
Have you left yet?
And Lois is like smiling because obviously she seems like she feels like she got him, maybe. Because Lionel's like thinking like,
I gotta work out again. Like, no, she didn't get
it
him.
was like, what was her first name again?
I can't believe
She's Sullivan's cousin.
she wrote down Martha's name. Does Martha not? Is she not coming?
Where's Martha Guard? And so now we go to graveyard. So Lois is actually at Chloe's grave site, and it's Chloe Sullivan, 1987 to 04.
She's crying, saying that she hates funerals.
Yeah,
she's sorry she wasn't able to come because she sucks, and she didn't want to do that. So Dad said, everybody does. They pass, but it's a way of tribute to a life well led. So I should have came, and I'm so sorry. Oh my God, Chloe, I love you so much. And I'm just expecting, like, Clark Kent to be behind her soon.
Of course, this is where he stalks women at the graveyard. I hate myself for being weak.
He's behind the tree right there
I just
walking.
knew that the moment I came here, it would make it real. That you were dead. You know? And I promise I'll find out who did this to you. Even if I have to do it alone. And then, yes, we have Clark standing in the back. You're not alone. And Lois is like,
Why are you at my house?
a fact you could have shared before you were breathing down my neck. It's like, he's like 10 feet behind you.
He's not even close.
He's not that
He's
close.
not even close.
I'm sorry, Lois. I didn't know you were here. Wouldn't you have to walk up there and see someone kneeling down at the thing?
No, you just keep going.
Okay. All right. And so Lois gets up.
She looks like a tombstone.
And so she's obviously looking at Clark, and it's just like, huh? Glad to see we've moved beyond the clothing optional stage of our relationship.
How many times? How many times, Joseph?
It must have been a huge...
How many times, Sebastian?
Dude, it must have been a fat hog if she keeps talking about it.
That's what I'm saying.
Like, that man's packing some Kryptonian
Jesus
stuff.
Christ.
I'll show you a kryptonite rock. I'm surprised you even remember who I am.
It's as big as the ring, isn't it?
Yeah. Surprised you even remember who I am. Chloe's cousin. And, nicotine addiction? Or Nicorette addiction.
Right.
Can't stand uncomfortable silences. I guess this means your synapses are all firing again, huh? And he's like, look, I can't explain my actions over the past few days, you know, but I'm gonna definitely help you out because Chloe was my best friend. You're not
the only one who misses her.
Yeah. Well, I'm just the only one doing something about it. It's like, I get the feeling you like to do things yourself. My dad raised me to be independent and self-sufficient.
Oh my God.
That would be one way to describe you.
Jesus
You know,
Christ.
the only thing I like about you right now,
Kill me
at the
now.
moment, is your mom. You can't possibly be that weird with a mom that cool. Okay.
Martha is cool. I like that she
you don't,
nods.
you don't like the chemistry there, bro?
The chemistry was awful. This was such
It's
forced
great.
nonsense.
It's nice because it's nice banter between friends who can clearly kind of joke around like that with each other.
Yeah, and it's
But-
different banter than with Lana. Every time there's like small little
Yeah,
like,
we can
moments,
actually- yeah.
they're like awkward or cringy.
Yeah, this is the moment where we can actually talk to each other like real human beings.
This is a bro right here.
This is a bro who's gonna become a hoe.
I honestly can't believe y'all are both buying into this.
I mean, look at his smile. He's just like shaking.
What do you mean, look at a smile? I've seen better smiles with Chloe. I've seen better smiles with Lana. I've seen better smiles with Pete. This is nothing.
You know, all three of those characters suck.
No, only one of them moved away. But we can't go visit him. He's too far.
That's right. Wichita is too far. It's in the same state.
Stop it. I have to run like 5 minutes.
God, Metropolis was far enough, Pete.
I don't want to do this again.
I had to get hot dogs now to go see you. Look, why don't you help me? Why don't I help you find out where Chloe is? Look, come on. You can stay at our house while you're in town. I mean, it beats living in your car, so come on. And she's like, don't you love this cute little line? Thanks, but you should know, I don't pay attention to curfews, and I definitely don't make my bed.
God, dude.
I'll give you some time alone, Clark.
Dude, like, what the hell, man? I'm like,
I love her. I love her more now.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I'm so pissed
She's amazing.
off.
So not only is obviously Chloe there, but we see Gabe Sullivan is right next to her too, and the gravesite. And so Clark is looking down, and he actually gets the idea of X-raying underneath the ground to check out the coffin. And he checks out the coffin, and there's no body. Now, let's think about this real quick.
Okay, thank
Because-
you for pausing this.
Because
oh my god.
logically,
what
if
happened
you
to
bl-
Chloe's death?
if
Let's
you
start there.
if you blew up in an entire gas leak of a house, it's going to be a catastrophic explosion. Like, the house is decimated.
What would remain? Teeth?
Bones.
Scattered bones.
Scattered bones.
Shattered?
And since it's obviously fire,
Vaporized.
most likely ash. You're going to find ash and dust.
So an urn.
Right. So why would Clark think? So this is what happens. He looks in the coffin, there's no body. And so Clark's like, holy shit, Lois! Chloe's still alive! First off, explain that statement to Lois.
I know, they only found her teeth, Clark. Thanks for bringing it up. I have her urn on my fireplace.
She starts crying.
I've tested the ashes, it's her DNA. But yes, so back to that whole thing. First off, you need to explain to Lois why the hell you just said that. Why do you know that? I looked, and
What's great about that is that he looked around before he used his x-ray vision, like, I wonder if she's near me. Let me do x-ray. And then...
no one would ever know if he's doing x-ray. All he does is squint.
Joseph, you know what the issue is? We've already answered our own question about this season. He got high again.
Damn it,
He
bro.
lasted an hour.
His first thing he did when he got home.
That's true. You know, you got to take off the white tee, put on your dominant colors, your primary colors.
Chloe's not there. She doesn't have a body.
Wait, Lois, I'm sorry. I didn't even know you're here. Man.
You didn't see her one.
Look, why don't you let me help you find out what happened to Chloe? All right?
Hey, Lois, you want to spend the night?
You can live with me. I don't have to ask my parents.
Yo, you're talking a lot. That's one thing I could talk about. Yeah.
You make your bed, make my bed.
You don't make your bed? Damn, that's crazy. Anyways, bye.
I love beds.
Yeah.
You know what? You want to take a nap?
I guarantee he forgot he was at a gravesite when he was looking at Chloe's thing. For a second, he was just like zoning out, and then he was like, "Man, what's under there?" And he looks under there, and he's like, "Oh, no body. Yeah, Chloe's alive. Yeah, so it's pretty normal. Why would we put ashes in there? Would we put bones? I mean, I think we would put bones, right?
No, we put pictures. I'm not gonna lie, like it'd be like something like sweet, like a memorial type
memorabilia
thing.
and such.
But that's all it would be. No, you're not gonna put the ashes.
Yeah, I think it's. I
That's
don't
not
know.
what you're gonna
like the
do.
mortician probably gets what's left, and it's
Right.
up to the family. It's like, do you want to put this in a box or?
Yeah, what do you want to do with this?
Right.
I mean, and he should have even done the same thing with Gabe's gravesite. Let's look in there. If we see a body in there, what does that mean?
Who cares about Gabe?
Not Clark. He didn't look.
Not Clark. Remember, he made a really bad cup of coffee.
Yeah.
We don't need him around.
Yeah,
he
Chloe-
made fart jokes too.
Yeah, seriously. And also, he probably was the cause of jitters and Earl getting out of line.
Yeah, and he also kept applying at the same place he got fired.
Yeah, so there was a lot of issues with him, so we can
Let's
only
just
check to see
say
if
the
Chloe-
smart gene skipped a generation in the Sullivan household. Okay?
Or the smart genes only belong on the mom's side.
Mom's gone.
I know, she was the smart one.
And man, we ended on a killer joke on that episode because, yeah, big reveal. Chloe's alive, apparently, because she's not in the coffin. What if she was alive in the coffin?
I know, Clark, she was vaporized.
So, we come to a beautiful end of our season 4 premiere.
Vaporized?
Let's just get a quick consensus here. What's the rating for this episode? How do we want to start it off for the season?
7.5. Thanks for trying.
I'll go with a 7.5.
Fine, you know
It's only going to be jumped to an 8 only because we get the Kal-El stuff.
I give it an 8 too because of the flying, and I personally love Lois.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jesus Christ. I'm so done with this bias nonsense.
Dude, Lois is amazing. You see those pictures in the companion book?
Jason and Lana have better scenes than Lois.
Oh my God, no.
So we come to a beautiful end on the season 4 premiere. And again, Sebastian, thank you for joining us. We'll have you again. You got to pick your episode, of course. I think you wanted Flash, didn't you?
Yes, that's the next one.
You want Flash this season. I know you're excited for Flash, too.
I'm not that excited.
Okay.
Only excited for Rascal Flats.
Hell yeah, brother. So yes, thank you again for Somebody Save Me podcast episode this week. We will be continuing next week with Gone episode 2. We're going to get more into the Chloe investigation. And definitely leave us comments, reviews, whatever you want to do. Definitely talk to Taylor as normal.
Yeah,
and
leave 5
definitely
stars.
Make sure to give us the poll of any platforms you would want us to start streaming on. Maybe we thought of Discord just because lots of community involvement in that. Maybe we can start a whole channel with everyone, communicate better, get everyone into our personal lives, right, Taylor?
No, I'm not doing personal lives.
We can get in the server, start sharing our socials.
No,
Like our actual social securities.
That makes sense.
Yeah. And then
Just get really involved with all the fans.
and I know Sebastian's familiar with Discord, so like we can definitely get him in
I'm
there.
not getting familiar with anybody. Nobody's gonna know me.
But yeah.
I'm a hidden book. You should say.
Yeah.
You know, you can only unlock me if you can go to the cave with no octagonal key and then just open up a door and then find the secrets inside. That's where I am.
Nice.
Yeah, but seriously, I'm in.
All right. But yes, we'll be back again next week. Somebody Save Me podcast is out of here. Up and away.